Hey, we got a game this Sunday, don't we, Lewis? I think we do, right?
I believe so. I believe so, Shake.
Oh, cool. Well, when we get back, we'll get into that.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
What is up, everybody? How y'all doing today, man? What's going on?
What's happening?
Chilling.
Chilling, cool. And I'm glad you guys are here because this helps me with my dialogue this morning. Didn't mean whatever the fuck you call that shit.
Monologue.
Monologue.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, that right there. Okay, now, what Super Bowl are we on?
56, I think.
56.
58.
Or 50, something like that. Mid-50s.
All right, so all right, we're in 50s, right? And out of those 50, I'll say 55 just for shits and giggles, okay? let's say 55 years of Super Bowl football, and in those 55 years, there have been maybe one team that had two teams that had no loss in the regular season, and of course they lose in the Super Bowl. So I'm saying this. I just bring this up to say, look, at the end of the day, would you rather your team lose to a crappy team or a good team? At the end of the day, whether we lose, a loss is a loss. Whether doesn't matter what the other team's record is. Does it make a difference? I'm asking you guys because to me, I'm starting to realize it doesn't really make a difference who you lose to, a good team or a bad team.
It's totally subjective. It's like a guitar progression. Shake.
Depends
You know
on
what I
the
mean?
franchise.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say it's franchise dependent.
Yeah.
But go ahead,
And
Tyler.
if any of y'all ever play guitar, you could hit a certain note and it'll literally be a different note, either the sharp or the flat, depending on whether you're progressing up the neck or down the neck, because the human ear connects the last note played before it. So even though it's the same exact spot on the fret, it'll be two different notes depending on which direction you're coming from. And I say the same thing about that. If a team was rolling through a bunch of top teams and then lost to a bad team, I don't want to lose to that bad team. I would have rather just lost, given up one of those to the good teams. You know what I mean? Because at least I know I've been beating them. Likewise, if you've been rolling through a bunch of bad teams and you lose to a good team, as we know, that kind of sucks too, because it creates a certain narrative about you.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know that we're being competitive. If we're playing competitive every game, I don't give a damn if we go 1-7, 1-16, as long as I know we could have won every one of those games.
Correct. Just like believe it or not, when we went 1-15, I mean, we weren't getting blown out every game. A lot of those games were down the wire.
We probably set the record for close games that year. I mean, God, every single one, it seemed like,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think any of us thought our team was bad that year. We just couldn't win.
So,
yeah. I'll say this. Sometimes it's franchise dependent. Like, for example, when the Patriots doing their 20-year run, they will historically lose to bad teams, and one of those bad teams was us. So they was more focused on beating good teams that year, and which they did, even though they dropped the bad teams games during that regular season. So if you're establishing yourself as dominant, you could probably afford to lose to a bad team if you've already established yourself as that dynasty franchise.
Right, exactly.
So
and to my example earlier, it's a lot easier to excuse a loss to a bad team due to a tummy ache if you're rolling through all the other good teams.
Exactly.
Now in Buffalo's
like in
case
Kansas City,
this year,
for example.
Right. Now
they won the Super Bowl.
Right.
They lost to Indianapolis.
But in Buffalo's case this year, they're getting an awful lot of tummy aches lately, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Now Buffalo was winning Super Bowls like KC, then they can, you can excuse them for losing.
But what's funny is that Jacksonville, all of a sudden, that Jacksonville loss don't seem too bad because they're a 5-2 team.
Right.
5-3.
Now, if it was that Jacksonville team that beat them earlier last year or a couple of years ago when they was like 1-20 or whatever the record was, then that's a bad loss. If they
don't have one of those second tummy aches against the Patriots or the Jets, they'd be tied with us right now.
Yeah.
So we still took care of business, even though people want to throw shade on us. We still took care of the business we needed to take care of.
Yeah, and like I said before, we're still in the driver's seat. But go ahead, Louis. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I would just say for me, I think Crypto made good points. I think Color made good points. For my input on your question, Shake, I would just say it's hard for me to swallow, right? And I get what everybody's saying. I'm just talking about for me. And since this offseason, I've been saying how good I thought we were going to be, right? So for me, I just want to see us start beating some of those good teams. Now, I agree with Color. I like that we're competing, right? Like against the Philadelphia Eagles, I left more encouraged than I actually went into the game. So I think two things can be true. For me, it's hard to swallow. I come out here and try to defend not only players, right, but the whole team in general, telling everybody how good they are. And then when we don't beat the upper echelon teams, it just for me, that's what irks me. But I'm with everybody else. I don't think it matters at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. That's why I
But
say
again,
at the
another
end you
thing
got to
too
look at
is
the end of the season to
I was
determine
going to
whether or
say that,
not was it
Crypto,
good or
because
bad.
I agree. I was just going to say that, Crypto, because what if the Chargers do get things right? They're still only at 5 losses, right?
Right.
I mean, they could rip
Right.
off
They could turn it
a
around.
run. They
Exactly.
could go
10
on
in
a.
a row.
Next
Right.
thing you know, they
Exactly.
could be. Well, next thing you know, they could be in the mix with all the 8 and 5 teams that there will be down the road that we see every year. There's always a bottleneck of 8 and 5 teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Since we
Especially,
played them and
especially,
beat them already, it's in our interest to have them win 9 or 10 games. That
especially,
boosts up our quality of wins. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
especially in the AFC. That's really where the bottleneck is.
Well, the
Yeah.
reason I don't like people throwing out the Chargers game is because when we started the season now, okay, we had just come off a loss to them not too long ago, okay, and you know they have aspirations. They're not a terrible team.
Nope.
They may have been losing this year and maybe playing below their own standard. Okay, fine, but they're not a terrible team. And at the time we played them, they had every bit the aspirations to be good and win and go on a run as we did.
Mm-hmm.
And they played as such. Remember, they put up over 250 yards rushing on us.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is
they had something to play for. Yeah, that game they played us. Yeah.
one of the things how I gauge.
So why don't we see that as beating one of the good teams? I'm sorry, Shake. I just wanted to finish with that question.
I understand, but you know what? One thing about the Chargers, and you know what I gauge as a bad head coach, is the one sign that I know that you're a bad head coach is if, let's say, for instance, you go in, they hire you as you were a defensive coordinator, and you go to that team, and all of a sudden their defense sucks, goes from first to worst.
Right.
Their offense goes from first to worst, and Staley. He did pretty good with the Rams as a defensive coordinator, and now he goes to the whatchamacallit, his defense is suffering. You would think that
it would be better with better players because they got decent players on paper.
Right. And it's the same with Buffalo though. Nobody was saying that we were soft or couldn't compete when we both came out and punched each other in the mouth twice in a row when it was tied at 14. Nobody said we couldn't compete with them then.
Yeah, and you know it's funny with the Buffalo Bills, regardless of how close the games are, right? At least McDermott has that defense. At least they're not getting lit up on the defense.
Right.
It's a low scoring. It's a low
Right.
scoring.
They're kind of winning like the Jets are, if you think about it.
Yeah. So that tells you right there.
Again is why I'm so off of Josh Allen. It's unreal, man. Like seriously.
That should tell you right there what kind of coach McDermott is, because
McDermott's been for them.
Yeah, at least
his side of the right for moving out Frazier. You know they was right for moving out Frazier.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if the Jets were not on a bye this week, they could be tied with the Bills right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could be.
Yeah, pressure is on the Dolphins, but
yeah, they could be tied.
Well, of course, until last night. Now that they've got the extra win over everybody, because they played early, but
yeah.
And I'm sorry, a half a game because the team played on Thursday night is not something to speak of. Okay, if the half game don't last for at least a week, it doesn't matter, and arguably they don't matter anyway because there is no half games in football. It's something we say to make ourselves feel better because we haven't played the second game of the series yet.
Yeah. So.
Right, it's just that they will be as a placeholder in first due to
it means a little more when you got it means a little more when you're a half game up because the other team was on a bye. They haven't played their game yet, so you could argue you don't know if they're as good yet. So that's a little more, but still, nothing ends in a half game. This ain't baseball. There's tiebreakers. You know what I mean? And we're not tied right now, so it don't matter half game or full game. Buffalo is in second place.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what makes our game important.
Right. There's no tiebreaker if we're a game ahead of them. So we just got to take care of business and beat them our second time we face them. That way, it'll come to other tiebreaker, or it won't even come to a tiebreaker because we'll have more wins, less losses than them. But if they beat us, if they sweep us, then there you go.
We have to finish a full game in order to win the division.
Right,
in the loss and win column.
Right. The season ain't ending tomorrow. There's nothing going to stop the season from going on. And if it did, we wouldn't play the Super Bowl real quick. We would just postpone it all.
By the way, I have a press conference I want to play. Dolphins press conference. Good news, it's not McDaniel, so don't worry.
Oh, I was hoping to get a nice little nap after all this cooking I've been doing all.
Yeah, that was good because the Secret Service just cut off my route and blocked their street, so I can't go nowhere. So
hey,
perfect timing.
Lewis, Crypto, Lewis. I don't know if you were there, but what's that smell? I smell charcoal around here.
So do tell.
You were definitely barbecuing something.
Oh my God. I had a 2-for-1 special. I had a double filet going on. Pete and Tree Talk on the same grill, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Grill. Well, I'm glad you came in to take over because I had already been in there for about 30 minutes lighting people on fire, Color. So
you notice once I got them all rounded up and lassoed, Dre shut down the space, man. He's like, oh, this is too hunky-dory. This is too kumbaya for me, man. He shut down the space.
Listen,
I just so happened to be picking up some chicken at Domino's Pizza. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, Dre was like, the fun is over. They're done burnt. Gotta shut down the space now.
John Featherline, I would think that Connor Williams makes an appearance this Sunday. But I what was weird to me, and I seen it on the Twitter space or on Twitter, Omar Kelly tweeted it out. So according to Omar Kelly, Connor Williams will be active, but McDaniel said he doesn't know if he starts or not.
Yeah.
So why the fuck would you activate him? Why would he be active, but you're not going to start him? That's a question I had.
Well, quick answer would be subterfuge to Bill Belichick. That's a quick answer. He don't want to tell Bill what he's doing.
Right. Yeah, that's the same shit I thought, Color.
Or now remember the Baltimore game with Tua? Hey, listen, you're gonna be I don't want you to start. You could play, but you know what? I'd rather you rest. So, but if just in case we get an injury, you're just gonna have to be the backup.
Or if the New England nose tackle is just owning him all day. It's like,
yeah, for emergency, break glass of emergency, I would say. I think he wants to rest him, but it's a break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah.
Type deal. That's how I look at it. Anyway.
I have a feeling that Ramsey's going to be on the same schedule, bro. If he suits up at all, like if there's any truth to rumors that he might be ready to go or whatever, it'd be the same story with him, bro.
What's going on, man?
In case of emergency.
DJ, what's good?
That's my dog.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey man, I can't wait to be at the game. My man Larry K is gonna be there. Anthony Pialucci is gonna be there.
Oh, I'm jealous. Jake. I might have to ride down there without a ticket just to say hi. And
Pam, Miss Pam is gonna be there, of course.
Even Triple S flying in from Canada.
I know. I want to go to that game so bad too.
Damn it, man! Yeah. Triple S too.
Yeah, I would love.
And
I would love to go down there.
And my man Adam Sadowski is gonna be there as well. So that's what's up.
Yeah. I think I had a chance to meet Adam last week or last game because
cool,
I met somebody named Adam S. But I don't know. I thought we had another guy named Adam S. So I wasn't sure if it was Sadowski or not.
No,
I still might go to that game though. But still, I might go out there. I don't know.
Hey, I mean, I'd go if somebody I just ain't got the energy, and I didn't want to spend money to feel miserable. You know what I mean? So I didn't. But if somebody throws a ticket, I'm not going to be like, I'll be kind. I won't be like, no, I ain't going to throw it back in their face. I'll go, but I ain't asking.
I might go up there because I think we're gonna make I'm probably gonna work a short day tomorrow, and my wife wants to go up there and visit a couple people. So I think I might load up the wife and kids and head out there. And,
okay.
maybe I'll drive out to the tailgate in the morning just to hang out, and if a ticket appears at the tailgate, let's say maybe maybe I get it. You know,
It's been known to happen, bro. People be like, "Oh, you can't get in the game? What? Come on, let's go to the box office, man."
Absolutely.
All right.
So we'll see, but I'm gonna try to make it. It's still in there.
All right. Well, let's before we open it up to the people, let's look at this little quick press conference. I could stomach Evangio press conference.
This should be real short. This is
Yeah,
like
it should
listening
be.
to Belichick right here.
That's
It's only
a
11
fire
minutes.
shirt,
Yeah,
though,
it is,
bro.
exactly.
I'm not
Yeah, it
gonna
is.
lie, that is a fire shirt right there, man.
Ramsey this week.
Wait a second. Different leadoff.
I had to change in the lineup. Looking at Jalen Ramsey, do you think that he's ready to play on Sunday? And if so, how does him and Xavier Howard kind of change the complexion of what you can do on defense?
Well, it's yet to be determined if he'll be able to go on Sunday. He is progressing well, practicing more this week. And we'll see how that turns out by Sunday. What was the second part of the question?
By the way, I listened to the McDaniel press conference, so you don't have to. Apparently, he's gonna leave it up to them to see if they if he's gonna play or not.
Right. By the way, Shake, did I mention that is a fire ass shirt he got on, bro?
Yeah, and to match the Supercuts haircut.
All
Well,
right.
I mean, anytime you add good players to your team, it will change. You know, it should be of a benefit. You know, both.
Come on, Carter, you can't tell me he didn't get that at Supercuts.
You know what I mean? What's that new place where you can watch sports at the same time? Ain't even one of those.
Yeah, probably.
And what it allows you to do schematically.
How did you think your defensive front held up against Philadelphia?
I thought they did well. You know, Philadelphia undoubtedly has the best offensive line in the league. And I thought overall, when you consider that, you know, who we were playing, that I thought they probably had their best game against the run this year. I thought Raekwon made good advances in his quality of play.
What do you guys think of that?
I want to further that by saying we actually dropped 2 yards per game in our yards per game total. So he is correct. We had a stellar performance against that top offensive line.
That's what's up, man. That's progress, man.
The overall defensive performance. I know a lot of the coaches and players have talked about this being a process-oriented team. So from your perspective, when you look at that last game, you give up 31 points, but you also have 2 takeaways and you score. How do you kind of rationalize and how do you kind of process?
Yeah, we were, you know, obviously they're one of the best teams in the league. You know, everybody, you know, we were ranked 1 in offense going in. Everybody forgot they were 2. You know, so it's a high quality team. And I thought we acquitted ourselves well. You know, we had the touchdown, the field goal, the strip sack by Bradley set up the other 3 points. So we kind of scored 10 points. But we were a player or 2 away from having a great performance. And we just let a couple plays get away from us, but was pleased with the progress we showed. I know it's hard.
I like how he threw that in there. Like, yeah, we kind of put up 10 points. He's like, no.
Right. He was trying to say our 10 points on offense is all accounted for by his defense, which he's not lying because there was a short field on that fumble and we scored the first 3.
Is that a shot at McDaniel?
Right.
Like,
Lewis, there could be some controversy brewing.
He's reading all the Twitter posts. Man, this offense only put up 10 points. Then he's like, no. We did that.
Like, we're responsible.
Let's hope it's friendly. Let's hope it's friendly competition inside the building between O and D. You know what I mean? They're always competing, man. They're always competing.
And those 10 points just came to us. Oh man, that was classic.
He threw a couple shots in that statement because his opening one was, "Oh well, we were 1 in offense, but everybody forgets that they were number 2." That's a shot right there. Basically saying
it's a shot at me because I didn't forget. Yeah. I'm sorry, Luz. I was gonna say that's a shot at me because I didn't forget that shit.
He said everybody forget they were number 2. That was another shot.
But see, I like from his press conferences, all the ones I've watched, he's direct. He's not you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he is. He's not speaking in code.
Mm-hmm.
To fathom what's the word I'm looking? Fathom that when you allow 31, but there was good progress made.
What do you think of the Long Baker combination on Sunday?
Yeah, I think David's been improving all along here the last couple of weeks, and hopefully he can keep doing that. And Bank's been playing better the last couple of weeks too.
See, if I was asking a question, is why is this defense deficiency against tight ends?
Yes, that would be a good question. Straightforward cut shape.
Yeah.
Daughter did have somewhat of a decent day.
Hey, it may have something real quick. I might have an answer for that, Shake. It might have something to do with the fact that we use ours so little that we don't even practice with them, and our defense never gets any practice against that.
Against an actual tight end, right?
Yeah.
Who among Brandon Jones, Elijah Campbell, Nick Needham has a skill set best suited for Javon's role?
Well, I probably would start off as Brandon, and we'll see where that takes us.
Oh, another thing too, you know what's funny is the one thing, and this was a Josh Boyer move. It wasn't a Brian Flores because Brian Flores admitted it. That I remember in the 2019 year, right? The 2019 year, the year the tanking year. Every game, we had a cornerback that was getting cooked and picked on, just like Apple, right? That his name was Eric Rowe, and then they had the foresight to make him a safety. He said that the thing about the safeties is the game slowed down because tight ends don't run good routes because good routes. You know what I'm saying? Tight ends are not nowhere near as good as route runners as your wide receiver. So it made sense to put him on tight ends. What do you guys think of maybe moving Eli Apple, doing the same with Eli Apple?
As more pass support.
Yeah, get him as
a primary boundary guy. I mean,
make him like an Eric Rowe conversion. I think I would like that, but hey, it might not work the second time, but it's just a thought.
Would you look at your defense from how it's progressed this year to now where it could be in December, or I don't know if you want to look ahead to that. But
yeah, no, I'm not a look ahead guy. It's we got, like I told the players, you have 16 or 17 now. I'm still back in the 17 weekly seasons, and we're focused on game 8. Big time team, divisional opponent, conference opponent, and hopefully we will keep improving. A lot of that's predicated on availability of players and kind of hopefully crossing your fingers and keeping free of the injury bug. But I am encouraged and enthusiastic about where we can be.
Vic, it looks from where we sit like Bradley Chubb's really come on the last few weeks. Would you agree with that assessment? And if so, what's gone into it?
Yeah, I think he's played well all year. He made 3 or 4 big plays against New England in game 1 that helped us win that game. I think he's been consistently good all year. Lately he's had some sacks, which is what everybody notices. So they think they're, the play is much better. But, I think he's had 2 or 3 sacks in the last 2 games. And, but he played about 110 plays in those 2 games. So there's a lot. How'd he do in those other 107? And he's been doing good.
Without giving away organizational secrets, how does the trade deadline work for you and the defense? Does Chris Greer start asking you 4 weeks ago, or does he ask you this week, or how do you tell Mike McDaniel? How does that work?
Neither one of them has said a peep to me.
Great question.
Probably if something happens, I might know a couple minutes before you do. That'd be it.
Okay.
Nope.
So he said he never said a peep to him.
So they've got him on an island, bro, of defense. That's answers a lot for us if y'all think about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because hold on, didn't he say in the beginning of the season if I saw somebody I liked or something I liked, I would talk to him, and all of a sudden it's no, that's not how it's gonna work.
But even when it comes down to personnel decisions and scheming and all that, he doesn't. It doesn't seem like he has McDaniel in his ear going, "Oh, run defense here, man," or get this guy in there or that. You know, McDaniel's sticking to his stuff and leaving Fangio to his is what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. You worry about me. I worry about me. You worry about you.
Unless it has something to do with a decision only the head coach can make. You know, other than that, don't call me.
Yeah, I'll call you.
Jalen Ramsey was signed. Is that somebody you say? Obviously, you're happy you signed talent. Was that any input from you at all on this guy working with?
No, just to as an example of what I just said. Chris called me. I was in my car driving somewhere here and explained to me what could happen, and I said, "Well,
likely
this is
a
already
Cuban
happening,
sandwich
isn't it?" So he wasn't calling me to ask. You know, I think I knew a half hour before you guys did on that one.
So what was your reaction when he told you that news, if you want to call it that?
It was good, you know. Always in favor of great players. You know, there's a bunch of coaches in the Hall of Fame. It's just coincidentally the bunch of the players they had are in there with them. So good players make good coaches.
Yeah.
You know, hold on, pause that a second. You know what he's saying right there.
Yeah.
You know what he's saying right there. Hey, I'm raising my hand as candidate for the Hall of Fame since just about most of the linebackers I've ever coached are all in the Hall of Fame. Thank you very much.
Damn.
Well, then I guess Jerome Baker slander has to stop because he's next for his yellow jacket or gold jacket.
Right, exactly.
Damn.
Chris Greer's been very good historically in terms of taking input from his head coach on personnel. Is that something that you sought clarity on from Mike or from Chris before you took this job, that you would have input in defensive personnel decisions, acquisitions?
No, I didn't.
If you were asked for your opinion, would there be certain positions you might highlight that you would like some depth at it?
If there was, I certainly wouldn't say it here.
Worth a try.
Nice try.
Harris and Jalen are available.
Yeah, you want me? And while you're at it, you want me to tell you? You want me to do a diagram of my playbook?
Right. How about I just call Belichick and tell him how to run his offense this week?
Is Cater going to be the best option for the nickel slot position?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you would also have then Needham or Nickerson available as the backup nickel, right?
Correct.
It's kind of an
By the way, isn't knickers what the British call their underwear?
With a K, but yeah.
Okay.
defense in that you're
Like
getting players
Knickers.
And
then
probably get
Knickerbocker.
back in the
He
second.
could have been the son of a tailor, like Knicker's son, you know, a guy that son of a guy that makes Knickerbockers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our secondary's kind of been in flux all season, even during training camp. And hopefully at some time in the near future, we can get it ironclad because it's a group. Much like the O-line, you want continuity. And, different guys have different skill sets. So it definitely affects what you do schematically in the secondary. And hopefully we can get there. But it's been that way almost from day one when I got here.
What about that big? We hear about O-line consistency, 5 guys. You've got 5 guys in the nickel package, and is it just as important in the secondary and the O-line, or is it a little less? Do guys play a little independently of each other more in the secondary?
It's just as important. It really is. Now they're spread out more. Those 5 O-linemen are right next to each other, but it's just as important. And the inside linebackers are part of that equation too.
How much of a dilemma, if any, has it been with Ogba with you this year? Because he's a guy with a career body of work that's good. Obviously, only a handful of snaps the other night. You have great depth on the edge. In terms of usage of him, How much thought have you given that?
Yeah, we have a lot of confidence in him. Right now, it's when we have the lineup that we had the other night with Gink playing primarily outside and David playing better inside, just makes it hard to get a fourth guy in there. So,
What is your honest assessment of Channing Tindall?
well, it's been so long since Channing's gotten any reps on defensively. He's doing a good job in special teams.
Yeah, that's
Still
what
think
we're
he's
asking,
a good
Vic.
player with good potential, in his future.
You had mentioned earlier about
Pause that a second. That was a complete deflection right there because we know he's not getting the reps. That's what the question was. Why ain't he getting the reps?
Because he's on special teams. That's like one of those politician answers.
But again, Shake, we looked it up earlier today. Cameron Good had 110 snaps on special teams. Channing Tindall ain't even coming close to that on special teams, bro. They're not even giving him reps there compared to somebody like Cameron Good, who was drafted, 3 rounds after him.
In the 7th round. He was drafted in the 7th with
Right.
Skylar Thompson.
Right, which is good news for Cameron Good, but still raises the questions for Tindall.
Yeah.
Like, why is he not getting those reps?
Mm-hmm.
inserting Ramsey opens up what you can do schematically. Can you give us a better sense of how much of your playbook have you yet to open up because you don't have Ramsey and X on the corners, and how much, if any, of that cooking up you did in the past year, the ideas you had, how much of that plays into having Ramsey and X?
I bet you, like, damn, out of all the cities I've been to, these guys ask the stupidest questions.
On the corners.
It plays a lot into it. In many ways, not the only way, but your corners' abilities govern your defense. And if you feel confident in them that they can, play good outside the numbers on the routes you get out there, it has an effect on what you do defensively. There's no way around that.
If you obviously played this team week 2, what, if anything, have you seen change about this Patriots offense?
Not a lot. They had a really good game last week against Buffalo. Quarterback was on fire. They ran the ball good. Had a big 2-minute drive to go win the game. I think, much like in our case in some places, the first time we played them, both their tackles were out, and now they're back. So it will be, just from that standpoint, a better offense than it was in that game. So I think they're coming around. They've only won 2 games, but they did have a couple games where it got lopsided. But in all their other games, the point differential is about 7 points. So they're a really good team. They play good defense. Okay, I don't think we'll have a
this man thinks like I do,
game on
bro.
offense. Yeah. We got to be ready to go.
He's definitely like Parcells.
Defense to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Just one final thing. There was talk before the Philadelphia game. You obviously worked with Philadelphia. Does that help you at all? I mean, that's one of those.
Last week?
Yeah.
No. Like I said, I wasn't kidding. They got way more out of me than I got out of them. But that's just what the setup was. I was giving them information. I wasn't getting it from them.
Are we going to let you go without a Cam Smith question?
I think so.
What do you want to see? Well, I'm going to ask.
So he just killed that narrative.
You are giving him a lot of tweak.
Yeah, right now he's nursing an injury. He had to leave practice.
Yeah.
Yesterday, real early. Don't think he'll practice today. So, he's got to overcome that to continue his progress, but he's been getting reps and doing better.
Nick, looking at
Yeah. Oh, man.
Why is it I feel way more encouraged about our prospects when I hear this man talk than when I hear McDaniel talk, bro?
Oh, man.
No offense to McDaniel.
You got to solve a
what it
parable.
is,
You got to
man,
solve the parable with McDaniel.
He seems like he really knows what he's looking at. That's all. I'm just saying,
No, maybe because he's been doing it for probably so long. You know what I mean? He He's just
Yeah,
tired of the
that's true.
BS. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I guarantee you, if you look at Bill Belichick's press conference when he was in Cleveland versus when he was in New England, it's kind of like the questions don't really change. They just ask the same
Right.
questions until you were like, God damn, how many times are you gonna ask that fucking question already?
Right. Well, not only that, part of that, I think what made Belichick cynical too was, he was there when the debacle happened and they moved. He was one of the ones getting stuff thrown at him from the fans on the field, man. And then he's got to go into the presser and deal with these assholes. Yeah, I can imagine that set off his career just right. Like, I ain't giving these guys nothing, man. They didn't do nothing for me when I was in Cleveland when the fans were pelting me with shit.
And again, I think one of the reasons there was such venom towards Cal Van Noy when he left is the fact that he was on Pat McAfee show, like he was doing Pat McAfee show like Aaron Rodgers was doing it, but not as frequent. He was there a few times. I seen him a couple of times in a drop top Bentley doing interviews. You know what I mean? And the one thing that I remember him calling the Miami media trash, and they're probably one of the reasons why Zach Thomas wasn't in the Hall of Fame and blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Van Noy or no, not Van Noy. You said who said
Van
that?
Noy. Van Noy.
Van Noy. Yeah. Well, didn't he say that yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, that's the same time you're talking about, right?
Yeah. No. No. This was before he got cut. He was.
Oh, right. So this is second time now around. He's coming around saying that the media does this to people in Miami. Like, they totally framed him.
Slandering folks.
Yeah, they totally framed him as the guy that was talking smack about Tua when him and Tua are friends. You know what I mean? Like, that is hilarious, man.
Yeah. I'll never forget the interview. He was in South Beach, because I remember there's like you go to South Beach, there's like these bridges that it's unmistakable, South Beach, and he was in a drop top Bentley, and I remember saying, he goes, yeah, the one of the reasons why we can never get a lot of Pro Bowlers and this and that, because the Miami media is trash. And Zach Thomas famous is like, damn. And he goes, there'll be one. I remember, I love this press conferences. Like, for instance, he'll be like, so Cal Van Noy, what do you think of this? He goes, well, tell me what you tell me about. He goes, then the guy goes, congratulations, you answered your own question. like he was very condescending to the media when they asked him questions and shit.
Well, they all kind of learning from the master, freaking Bill Parcells.
He goes, all right. He goes, you got, oh man. He goes, you guys got, all right. He goes, you got the last question. Don't make it a good one. I'm like, God damn. Anyway, I'm gonna open up the gate. Anybody have anything before I open up the gate, the floodgates? Lou, Crypto, Color.
I would say this, sake that now this is not the second, but him being with us, Fangio, how he answers and deal with people don't realize indirectly how he kills narratives. And you show the video of him talking about the convenient excuse statement he made about him killing the narrative, and then he just did one again about the whole I got an inside tip information on Philly that'll help us.
Crypto, he tried to kill that narrative all week last week.
Yeah.
And nobody was hearing him. He was yelling into a vacuum, bro.
Yeah.
But we still ran with it like it was going to make a difference. And he's screaming at the top of his lungs, no, I didn't get nothing from them. Now he's pretty much coming around saying, I told you so.
Right. Exactly. I was like, God, that was real subtle.
Well, I know one thing, Shake. I heard it this morning, and I can promise you guys one thing. I can't promise I can accomplish it, but I do promise I'm going to do a better job of looking at the chat once you open it up. because I've been falling trap to the chat a little bit too much. So I'm gonna try to do a better job with that.
As far as what, just ignoring them, or
Well, listen, I
You
think if I
can't do
see
that when
something, I think if I see
EM gonna
something,
entice you.
I think if I see something that I want to kind of like address
Yeah.
in more of a respectable manner, I think I'll do that. But as far as I know the last couple of days I've kind of went off, and I heard kind of the conversation a little bit earlier today, which I agree with. At the end of the day, these are the fans or the people that I don't want to call them fans neither. People that come to watch this platform to get information and just be here with us. So, I can't promise I'm going to accomplish it 100%. I'm going to try my best to do a better job at it. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I mean,
there you go, Lou. You got to crawl before you walk.
nah, but at the same time, how can I put it? It's like, for instance, in the WWF, one of the greatest accomplishments was to get stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I'm saying? And as crazy as this may sound, there's probably some people that goes, "Oh man, I just got cursed out by Lewis. Damn, that's awesome." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And look, I don't want to mistake and Lewis. I kind of sense where it's coming from just a little bit, but I also want to clarify that. Look, we're all here. Like I just see the chat. Other than the straight trolls, I see the chat as just people that either don't want to or can't come up on the panels. You know what I mean? And so I'm putting the onus on the chat members too. Like, look, if you don't want Lewis to fire you up like that, then don't fire him up. There's no reason for the personal stuff both ways.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I completely agree. Yes. Listen, I think
I'm guilty of it too. When ABAB used to come at me, I'd rip into him. You know what I mean? But if it gets to the point where somebody's just being a troll and a straight troll, then they're a straight troll. But we also have to be mindful that some people come up here on the panels and act like straight trolls too. Not saying you, Lewis. I'm saying just in general. Right, it's like, it's got to go both ways, where everybody that comes up on the panel and everybody that's in the chat that's not here to be a straight troll is part of the community and is an audience member. So I like where you got other guys that are like, don't pay attention to chat. I disagree with that too, because that alienates that if I'm not going to pay attention to somebody, then I'm not going to pay attention to everybody. You see what I'm saying? And that's just not a good experience. That's the whole reason we're different than TV, is that our audience can interact with us. You know what I mean? So I don't want to discourage that by what I said this morning. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to ask for everybody to be respectful both ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like for instance, I'll give you an example. If I rip into somebody, it's because I know them and I'm comfortable. If I don't know them and they're trying to troll me, I just ignore them. And
of course that's different too, but at the same time, I've made that mistake, Shake, where I've caped up for somebody and didn't realize them two were friends. You know what I mean? So that happens too. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta, but just in general, there's people both ways that are literally intending to do nothing but exact negative energy out of somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's all I'm talking about. I mean, y'all can call each other whatever you want to call each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if it's like, when you start getting into arenas that YouTube will not let us argue with each other, they'll just shut us all down. You see what I'm saying? That's when you got to realize that the line is getting drawn. You know what I mean? Because we don't have a platform if YouTube don't like what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also I just want to give some special shout outs, man. Like guys like John Featherland. We got guys like Kevin Lee, my man Kyle, Flavor J, Miss Pam, Daniel Berry Sports, Jay, you got even the banana. You got Michael K, Von Joe, Brian's Brains, the legendary. I would say the film breakdown man, CB83.
Who?
CBA3. You don't know who he is?
Nah, bro, never heard of him. I don't know who that is.
One day, I think you should know who he is. He does pretty good content.
BC 83.
Hey, Chaos, what's going on? Josh Allen is the next Peter Lossman.
Oh, get that name right. That name is Josh Allen's shoulder is the next Carson Wentz's ankles.
Yes. And of course, I can't forget Greg. V21, Joe Rist, who I had the pleasure of meeting face to face. Finn's Rule, Anthony Manzano, Jose Valdez, Ryan AP, G, Gerardo, and Sheldon Harris. There's a lot of people here that we appreciate you coming every time we fire up a stream. You guys, there's a lot of things on YouTube that you could be watching, but we appreciate the fact that you come and give us a listen. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm dropping the before you have something to say before I drop the link?
Yeah, I was just going to conclude by letting everybody. I'm a free speech purist. Don't get me wrong, but there's only so much time in a day, so we have to choose what is the most wise things for us to say. So it may sound like self-censorship, but yes, I'm a free speech purist, but I'll end with saying that just because a person can do a thing doesn't mean that they should do a thing. Go ahead, Lewis.
Oh no! I wasn't even gonna say nothing like that. And listen, from what I heard this morning, I wasn't taking no shot at you, Color or Shake or anything like that. I was agreeing more than anything. Like, even my wife told me the other night when my wife heard me, when I got off the panel, she was like, "You shouldn't let, you do that for fun. And when I hear you screaming and going after people like that, it's taking the fun out of it." And when she told me that, I had to kind of sit back and then. That was 2 days ago when she told me this. And then I hear y'all this morning. And I'm like, you know what? Damn, it does make sense. Like, this is, at the end of the day, this is supposed to be fun. And to Color's point earlier, like, sometimes the people in the chat, they're antagonizing you. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, I just got to do a better job at that. And go ahead, Shay.
By the way, this man, shout out to Geraldo. I need a special shout out. He gifted 10 memberships. So, man, appreciate you.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that's
awesome. Really cool, man. Thanks a lot. I don't know. I think is that our first multiple gifted membership?
No, there's another guy who's I forgot his name. Why can't all I know is but what's crazy was he gave away about multiple memberships, whatever. And so he was on. Ali was like, "Oh, thank you for this and that." And then he's like, then at the same breath, he's like, "Where's Color? You suck." I'm like, "Oh God, then why would you say that?"
See, hey, whatever. See, that's how you do it, though. That's how you don't just come up off in here being like, "Yo, Color, you're a this and that and the other," and it's like, "Yo, I got thick skin, but thick skin costs money, man. You can't just come up here and you got to pay me to put my thick skin on."
He wanted you. He was saying he wanted you. He goes, "Where were you?" He was asking for you.
Oh, I got you.
He goes, "Hey, where's Color, man?" He's like, "Hey, what the hell did I do to you?"
Right.
Oh, Fins Up Winsey or something like that was named Finn Winsey or something like that.
Oh, right. Now I got to check my YouTube account to see if I got one of those memberships, man. I can't even afford my own damn membership. I ain't even a member of the channel.
Yeah.
We haven't figured out how to comp ourselves memberships yet, so that's why Color does not have the emojis that you all have.
Oh yeah. But,
I'm stingy. That's right, I'm stingy.
But appreciate it, man. Hey, man. So y'all ready, man?
We'll get you on board sooner or later. We'll get you on
listen,
board.
Hey, hold on, Shake. I said I was going to stay out of the chat, but I can't let this one go.
Go for it.
Anthony Manzano, who has better football takes? Lewis, first of all, you spelled my name wrong. It's Luis, but I'll let you slide. or
Oh.
EM, laughing out loud. And I would damn sure say I have way better takes than EM. I couldn't let
That's
that
cap.
one. No,
Damn.
first of all,
Hold on. You mean tell me we got to do another poll? We got to
I
do
hold on.
another poll in
Hey,
that?
listen.
Look.
Before we get that, man, I gotta stop the presses. I gotta stop the presses. Geraldo again gifted 20 memberships. God damn, man.
Awesome.
Yo,
man.
you're awesome, Geraldo. Hey, look at this though, Shake. This is hilarious, man. Hold on. Let's make sure it don't go through. First of all, let's let it get done resolving real quick. But hold on, where is it? It doesn't show them all in chat. In our chat. Hold on. I'm trying to highlight it. It doesn't show it, but it says
I can see it.
Yo,
I can see him.
it says Zippa Media was gifted a membership. So they gifted HB a membership, but I didn't even get one.
God damn.
That's awesome. So now
right,
HB is officially a member of TFTG.
I'm gonna shout out the member. I'm gonna shout out. Let me shout out the membership. Finn's Rule, Q, Newfoundland, Hockey Tay 5, Try Hard, Sheikle, Joe Hart, Ronnie N, Little HP, George G, and let me see, and then the 21 here: Orion AP, Kyle, Brian's Brains, Von Joe, Kyle Duvan, Zipper Media, Pistol Pete, Guillermo,
Pistol Pete,
Bonsai, Jay, Audio Wizard, Dennis Slay, Keep Grinding, Earl Wright, and there's a much more. Holy shit, I'm tired of reading these things. Hey, man. Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated.
Wait, Von Joe wasn't already a member?
No, I reckon not.
Damn, Von
Joe.
I'm feeling some kind of way over that, bro.
Now,
Yeah,
how does
Von
that
Joe.
now?
No
Now, how
excuse,
does
Von
the
Joe.
gifted work though? So Gerardo gets to pick the guys that he
No,
wants
it just
to give it to,
you randomly.
or just random.
I think you can isolate somebody and gift one membership, but as far as multiples, it's random.
It's random. Oh, so they pick everybody that's been coming in the chats or being a part of the show.
Right. I think you have to be live in the chat at the moment. Right. You have to be like participating. Right.
Not really, because he gave
okay.
another 20. He's giving another 20 memberships.
He just gave another 20. Man, wow, man.
Damn, man, Geraldo, bro. Seriously, appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, dog.
You ain't got to do that, but I ain't gonna say no. Thanks a lot.
There we go.
He's
40 new members right there.
No, that's 50.
Y'all be like Geraldo more often.
Okay. So he had 30 and 10. Oh shit.
50 members.
No, he did
50.
20, 20, and then 10. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. Oh shit. That's good.
Yeah.
We definitely appreciate it.
Be like Geraldo. Follow the example. No, seriously, that's really awesome, man. Appreciate that a lot.
Hello? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again. You say something to me, Shake? My bad.
Yeah. No, nothing.
And I would agree with Finn's rule. 50 gifted members. I've never seen that before. And that's on any platform. So shout out to Gerardo again, man. Getting the Finn's Tailgate network 50 more members, man. That's awesome. So
but see, like I said, the only reason I never went at crypto before was because I feel bad that he's a Utah Jazz fan, so it's more of
look at Banana.
Oh my God, Shake Money! I'm giving you 4 seconds to retract that statement.
So
Banana's asking Geraldo if he can borrow the Lambo.
I can. It's like
I hear you, Shake.
All right, here we go. This is Anthony was member. He's using his membership chat. How much do you guys think we would have to give up for Josie Joel and Justin Simmons for the Bronco? Go ahead. Hey, EM, apparently Lewis has better takes than you, EM, so just accept that, right, Lewis?
Yeah, Ian, why
Damn,
don't you be
it
more
sounds
like
like we're gonna be
Geraldo,
doing
bro?
some. Seems like we're gonna be doing a lot of voting tonight. It's the election night on the TFTG.
I don't even
We
know.
gotta-
I don't even know why you would tell EM that. He knows that shit. You ain't gotta tell. I don't even know why you even
No,
told him.
I'm just trying to reassure him that he knows that, you know.
For best takes, EM and Lewis is on the ballot tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
My money's on Doc Reginald. I'm just playing. You know, I can't. I'm gonna be biased when I say this. You know, I gotta have Lewis back on this, on anything.
Absolutely. Well, it's not even having
There
my
we
back
go.
shaken. I mean, listen, it's not about having my back shake. It's about being right. So if you
Yeah.
want to be on the right side,
That's
that's
right.
when you choose me.
Hell yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
Hell yeah. So y'all ready to drop this? Or y'all got something to say real quick?
No,
Just
to
let me know.
answer Anthony's question, though, I would say for me, Jewel would definitely be easier to get. I don't think Miami will make a play on Simmons, but if they did, I think it would definitely cost a lot more. And I believe he still has money on that deal. I just don't think a move for Simmons would be. But now, Jace, that guy Jewel, though, I do believe you could probably get him for a later round pick.
And for myself, I don't know about them guys. I haven't looked into it too deep, but if y'all want a name, don't be surprised if you see it before Halloween. Daniel Brunskill. He's a offensive lineman from Tennessee.
Okay.
Plays left guard, right guard, and center. He's over 30 years old, but he played in San Francisco and Atlanta, and has worked under Mike McDaniel.
Mm-hmm.
And the GM of the Titans was working with McDaniel out in San Francisco, and they're friends. And we need an offensive lineman. So look for that name come Halloween. Don't be surprised if you see the name Daniel Brunskill come across the wire.
Hey, real quick before you go, hey, I want all the new members to do me a favor and let me see those anti-Buffalo Bill emojis. But go ahead, Lewis.
Well, I was just gonna say, Shake, you've been listening to Ian for a very long time now, right?
Yeah.
And his takes have gotten better for the past like year and a half, almost close to 2 years now. You would say he's gotten better, correct?
Yeah. He's always been on point.
Some little process.
Well, no,
he's always been on point. What are you talking about? Since day one, he's always been on point.
Well, no. Well, listen.
He's showing a little progress. I would say that, Lewis. He's showing a little progress.
Listen, saying Ian was always on point is like saying, when my son was born, he knew how to wipe his own ass. You know what I'm saying? Let's calm all that down. What I'm saying is the man has gotten better within the last year and a half to 2 years. And I'm just saying there has to be a reason for that. You see what I'm saying? That's all
when
I'm
he met
saying.
Doc Brown? Is that when he met Doc Brown?
Nah, he just met. But first of all, we're still looking for Doc's credentials. Sometimes Doc says Doc be saying some off the wall type stuff sometimes, man. But
I just noticed what the emoji code was for the buffalo that's laid over with the hole in his chest.
Yeah.
It's called Bloodfalo.
TFTG Buffalo. Yeah.
Bloodfalo. That's awesome. What a great freaking pun, man.
Oh man.
Because if you say it fast enough, it's like blood flow, but it's actually fallow because it's buffalo, like blood fallow. That's freaking clever as shit, man.
72 undefeated says, who are we going to play in the wild card game? I say we don't play wild card weekend. We end up with the #1 seed in the AFC, and we're off week 1 wild card weekend.
Liking that take. By the way, it don't matter who we play in wild card weekend because we're still 60-something% to make the divisional playoff round. So whatever, we're winning that game. So y'all want to know what symmetry is? There's symmetry. There's symmetry in those two phrases. So it is the same thing to say that making the divisional round is the same exact thing as saying winning a playoff game.
By the way, before I open up the link to everybody, I had to give first crack at the legend here, Mr. EM, the legend, the Texas Tornado. You know him, EM.
Put some respect on my name, god damn it. Shay, hey, happy Friday, man.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to everybody. Listen, I just hopped in a chat about 10, 15 minutes ago, and I keep hearing this loudmouth guy from Florida, right, that calls himself the real OG. Like, and he has his bird chest poked out, right? He's got my name in his mouth. So I'm trying to figure what's going on. Well, I mean, do we need to arrange that meet and greet? Is that what we need to do?
Well,
is that what needs to happen?
I would just say this.
Damn.
Shake, because listen, I don't talk to people I don't know. So let me be very clear. Shake, you let whoever this is, right? You let him know there's 7 backyards in the great state of Florida that I know of specifically right now. There's 7 backyards, goddammit.
Hey man, right all I need is one, goddamn. All I need is one in about 10 minutes, goddamn it, and we gonna be good to go. You gonna get straightened out, trust me. I promise you that.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Bring a lunch pail because it's gonna be a long goddamn day.
What's up, CB83? What's going on, CB83? How you doing, my brother? Good to see you.
Hey, damn, EM, it's gonna take 10 minutes now, EM.
What's that?
I said it's gonna take 10 minutes, EM. Why not 9 minutes?
No, it'll be extra minute. I always give all of my quote unquote challenges a 10-minute time limit. Trust me, they don't take that long. I can promise you that it'll be over a lot sooner than that.
What do you think of the Spurs? By the way, real quick, what did you think of the Spurs first game?
Man, well, I'm disappointed always with a loss, bro. But
the coldest white won the game. Put it to him. The coldest.
Hey, man. Yeah, Luka's the bad. Hey, Luka's that guy right now. He's one of those guys right now. But for the most part, though, I'm disappointed at a loss. I never like to take L's from with any of my teams. But it was again kind of like on Sunday when we played Philly. There's some positive things we could take away from that game. Wembanyama, he is as advertised. I mean, listen, I know a lot of people. It's going to be uncomfortable to make this declaration right now. There's a lot of people that are still, they're from that LeBron era. They still think he's the face, or Steph Curry, or, there's a lot of, great players around the league. But I'm telling you right now, sooner rather than later, and I can't put a date on it. I don't know the date nor the hour. No man does. But he's going to be the face of the NBA sooner rather than later, bro. It's coming. I think you see the skill set, bro. He just needs to get confident, get stronger. Once that happens, the league is his. The league is ours, I should say. The league is going to be ours again sooner rather than later. And I mean the Spurs.
Hey, you want to read that comment right there?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
These haters
getting called out by the minute.
Hey, these haters are out early. These idiots are out early today, bro. They must have got off work early. These idiots don't come out till late normally. Damn, it's like that. But hey, I'm welcoming all of that. I want all the smoke with all these fucking idiots in the community.
So EM. So what do you think about Fangio's presser in the part where he was talking about pretty much being? I just summarized what he said. He basically said that he's left on an island of defense, and him and McDaniel, it's like kind of like a as needed basis. Don't call me unless you need something. You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
Man, I thought a lot of that. I thought a lot of that was smoke. I heard him say he found out about the Ramsey deal, and I could be wrong, but I heard what he said about the Ramsey deal. He heard about the trade going down whenever we did, like maybe 30 minutes before max. Man, come on, really? I mean, a lot of that is smoke, bro. There's no way under the sun.
That part, yeah. But I mean, the part about the essence of their relationship and how he's kind of really being left on an island with his defense. And it seems like McDaniel's not chirping in his ear. You know, like do this, do that. Maybe you should
I
run
must have.
this. Maybe you should run that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well. Yeah. I mean, how can now that I do believe because a coordinator as accomplished as Vic Fangio. I mean, what can McDaniel tell him about defense? I mean, really, it's like going to him and telling him,
right?
Well,
So you're happy. You'd be kind of you'd feel positive about them kind of keeping to their own paradigms, basically.
Yeah, for sure. And see, but again, what would concern me though, if what he actually said about his input on personnel were true, what he said were true, that would bother me a lot because if that is true, I mean, again, how can Chris Greer, anybody in the rest in that organization, right? If you're evaluating a defensive player to acquire at some point, how can you not have the input of one of the most accomplished defensive minds that we've ever seen?
I think they would in that case, but I think
absolutely.
In the reciprocal, I don't think McDaniel is suggesting any player personnel decisions for him to make on the field on game day. You see what I'm saying?
And he shouldn't. I love that dynamic.
Agreed.
I love that dynamic. And he shouldn't, bro. He shouldn't.
Agreed.
So,
you know,
but,
I feel like that when Fangio got the job, he goes, Can I pick the personnel? No. How about my staff? We'll let you get a few. He goes, what's in it for me? We'll make you the highest paid coach. Fuck it, sign me up. You know?
No. But I think it's not all about money with Fangio. Fangio could have gone anywhere. Maybe not have gotten. Maybe he might not have been the highest paid guy, but he would have been well compensated wherever he went, right? Yeah. So I don't necessarily think it's about money with him. I think overall the location, A, B, the overall talent level on that side of the football, and the money C was just the cherry on top of the cake. You know what I'm saying? The icing on the cherry. So, but yeah, to kind of finalize what Color's question was. I love that dynamic though. I do. Let him be. The man knows what he's doing. He's proven that, and you're seeing the defense get better every single week. So I'm very anxious and encouraged to see to see how what level this defense can get to this year. So it's still a lot of football to be played. So, but I'm expecting nothing but big things moving forward. This should be. I think we'll round out here soon. Again, sooner rather than later. I can't put a date on it, but sooner rather than later, this defense is going to round out once we get fully healthy, and all these other all the players on that side of the.
You think we're going to reach those top 5 heights that we
maybe not
predicted this year?
Maybe not 5.
No,
well, it depends on
it. Year.
Well, no, I think it depends on health. I think it depends on health. If we get healthy, I was going to say, if we get healthy sooner, than what a lot of us think we are.
What Fangio was alluding to as well. He was worried. He's like, hey, look, as long as the injury bug don't come around, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean?
Right. It's all about health.
Well, let me, and I don't want to derail the conversation. I just wanted to kind of keep it moving. But I troll a little bit, but I do have the respect for you, and Shake obviously does because he called you the so-called legend, or this so-called legend.
That's a smart man. That's a smart man right there.
Actually used in that conversation.
Is there any nuggets, Ian? Maybe you've heard through the grapevine or any rumblings that Tuesday is fastly approaching. Tuesday at 4:00.
Yes, it is.
Faster than we know it. Have you heard anything? Are you willing to give anything up if you have heard anything?
I thought it was next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday coming up.
Halloween.
I thought it was after week 8. So it's before week 8 because this is week 7.
Yeah, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday at 4:00.
Technically, you're right, Shake. It's after week 8. Because
Halloween is. Have you heard anything? Is there birdies in your ear anywhere? Or?
Well, you know me. Anybody that's been listening to me long enough know I'm not in the business of breaking news and revealing certain information publicly, right? Because on occasion I do hear a few things here and there. In regards to Tuesday, there's nothing that I'm at liberty to really divulge publicly, not at this time. But I will say, knowing Chris Greer, his track record, we knowing how he loves the wheel and deal, right? I'm just saying, we shouldn't all be surprised if there's maybe one, maybe two moves done at the trade deadline.
Okay,
Just
and that's
don't
what I was.
mosaic us, bro. As long as he don't mosaic us and sit it on his hands, like, you know, I mean,
Does that
where I was
consist of
getting at.
getting rid of X?
I'm not needing. Well,
Yeah.
no, at crypto, we're not getting rid of nobody. I was just saying, yeah, I wasn't expecting you to come out and give any names if you've heard any or whatever. That's not what I'm. Let me pose a question like this: if you, because crypto's up here, and we all know crypto loves percentages. Like we all say, put a name on it. Crypto always says, put a percentage on it. EM, what is your percentage that we wake up any day before Tuesday at 4 o'clock and the Dolphins have made a move? If you had to put a percentage on that.
I would say well, I would say if I were to put a number on it, I would say probably there's a 40% chance that they do, 60% chance that they don't. Because I just look at when you assess the team as a whole, where they are now, right? Like I know you go back a couple weeks, you know, with the inconsistent play of the linebacker, a lot of our fan base felt like there was, you know, inconsistent play at that position. They were looking for a solution. And I got to agree, there was definitely a lot of those concerns were warranted at that time. And, you know, it looked at that time like maybe a move for a veteran player was needed to kind of, you know, add some juice to that room. But if you look at how Jerome Baker as well as David Long have been playing the last 2 to 3 weeks, you know, I think me personally, I could be totally wrong. It's just my opinion. This is just, you know, my projection about this team. I think that has caused, I do think linebacker was a priority, like early on. You know, how big of a priority, who knows? But I just think the play, you heard Vic Fangio kind of allude to David Long as well as Jerome Baker, their improved play. So I think that has caused the Dolphins to pause into like maybe possibly acquiring a veteran linebacker at the trade deadline. But I just look at the overall assessment of the team. Maybe they could go O-line, maybe. I've heard different things. They've checked in on different positions, but again, I'm not, you know, I can't, I'm not gonna sit here and put that out there. But
last question for me, Ian, real quick before you keep cooking. One last question, and then everybody else can jump in. Your 40% though, would that be, in your opinion, is that more of an offensive move or a defensive move? If you like, you to your point, you said if the Dolphins make a move, maybe it's 40%. If that 40%, do you think a move is made for the offensive side of the ball or more of the defensive side of the ball, depending whatever position it may be?
Damn, that's a good question, bro.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think more. I think, you know, damn, it's kind of 50-50 because again, well, no, you know what? Let me retract that. I think more inclined it might be on the offensive side of the football because I just alluded to, I think the improved play of our linebackers. I think that has caused the Dolphins to pause addressing that position. But if you look at the status of the O-line, I mean, you know, you got Isaiah Wynn on IR, right, for the next 4 weeks. You know, there's a lot of uncertainty at that left guard position. You know, Connor Williams in and out of the lineup. So maybe I think if you boxing me in and asking me what my opinion is today as we're having this conversation, I think more than likely might be a depth piece on that O-line, either in particular at that left guard position.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
but that don't, you know, I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. But that'd be my opinion. But who knows? You know, Chris Greer, man. So a few things that I'm hearing, like, you know.
Well, you just said depth piece for the offensive line, Ian. And again, this is hypotheticals we're throwing out. But if it was an offensive piece, like an offensive lineman, do you think that move, to your point, is it just depth, like coming in as a security blanket, like a backup, or do you see like a legitimate starter coming in?
No, I don't see them unless there's a Jalen Ramsey type offer made, right? That changes the dynamic really at any position. So unless there's a Jalen Ramsey type of where a team is making you an offer you can't refuse, you know, Other than that, no. I think if there is the move to be made, it would be a depth piece. I don't think I don't think they're trying to give up because you think about a bona fide starter at left guard, right? The quality at the let's just say at the level that Isaiah Wynn was playing at. You're trying to replicate that production. You're not going to get it from Lester Cotton. You're not going to get it more likely from Robert Jones. You know damn well you ain't getting it from Liam Eichenberg.
But
So
Ian,
you need
there
that.
is a guy, and sorry to interrupt, but I want to put this in there since you're along the lines of the offensive line right now. There is a guy in Tennessee that I just spoke about 20 minutes ago or so that does fit that role, that does replicate that production, that is it almost an Isaiah Wynn type, and that would be Daniel Brunskill, who has history with Mike McDaniel at two different places, San Francisco and Atlanta.
Interesting.
And Tennessee's GM, I guess, is friends with McDaniel from their time in San Francisco.
Yeah.
The guy can play left guard, right guard, and center, and he's over 30 years old, which means he's long in the tooth, but he's also an experienced veteran that can slide right in. So.
But yeah, there's a lot of players that definitely I would entertain, but how much is it going to cost? That's the whole issue, right?
That's a fire sale type player from them, so that it would be no sweat for us for a guy like that.
Well, again, to my point, if a team makes Chris Greer an offer he can't refuse, absolutely he would be ultra aggressive. We know that, but I just don't. As of right now, I just don't. Again, that might be a possibility. Color, you might be spot on with that. I'm just saying, me personally, looking over the landscape.
Fair, I didn't come up with it. That was one of the guys Krabs listed on his last Locked On podcast the other day.
Who is Kyle Krabs? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He mentioned a bunch of players and kind of went into their slightly into the money involved and trade involved for each player at various different positions, and listed a bunch of teams that are kind of guaranteed to be sellers, you know what I mean, or looking to be sellers. And he had just pointed out that guy, and it caught my eye because of the Mike McDaniel connection and the need on our line for a guy. Look, I know we try to stay away from these guys that can play multiple spots on the line, but when a guy comes in with left guard, right guard, and center on his resume, that's telling you he knows those positions. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I hate to make it specifically about one guy, but you had asked the question of who's that guy in our room that can replace that Isaiah Wynn production, and he's not in our room. He sits in Tennessee right now, in my opinion.
Hey, like I said, bro, knowing Chris Greer, knowing his track record, knowing how he likes to conduct business, he loves making, winning trades. You know what I mean? That's been his MO since he was given absolute power over this organization in terms of, in that GM role. But it's all about, again, Mike McDaniel's been consistent as well as Chris Greer. It's all about price tag. Jalen Ramsey, they wouldn't have entertained Jalen Ramsey if the price wasn't on their terms, right? According to what Mike McDaniel said. So I think that'll be the same approach they take with, as we approach the deadline. That'll be the same approach, but they're always open for business as long as the price is right.
Yeah. I'm down for quality depth at the position.
I think EM just rang his doorbell to make it sound like he was right there. He finished up and walked over to his doorbell and rang it a couple times.
Well, that's the only thing he can do, Color.
No, actually, that was my note. Actually, that was
that wasn't even me.
No, actually, that was HB. I texted HB that he finally got a membership. He was like, "Yes."
We're still trying to get Capitan to take a second and go look into the YouTube account to figure out how to comp us one. We haven't figured it out yet.
Shit, what are y'all thoughts on as the trade deadline approaches? What are y'all? I don't know if y'all discussed that before I got up here.
That's why I was going down that road with EM on the specific player, because with a guy like that looming around and a need like that on our line, that's kind of raising that crypto percentage we were talking about earlier for me. Like, I think we're 85% probably going to do something by Halloween.
And let me ask you this, EM. Back in 2019, right? We had a cornerback that was getting roasted the first few games, just like Apple. and Josh Boyer had the foresight to make him a strong safety. What do you think of turning Apple into that tight end eraser? Because one thing that is always going to stick out to me, he said, Eric Rowe said the reason why tight ends are so much easier is because they're not as good as route runners as a wide receiver, and it's easier for me to keep up with them.
They're less athletic. Absolutely, absolutely. What making transitioning Eli Apple? You think to that position?
Yeah. Is he not fit? Because Eric Rowe was a big dude. That's why it was probably so easy for him to transition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Eric Rowe. You're right on. Eric Rowe was a bigger corner, right? He had the height, he had the size. So even going, I was very happy, with that move. I thought, even before he really, started to really settle into that new role with the team, I felt like once the move was announced, when Flores, I felt like he could have a lot of success considering, how much man coverage that Flores liked to deploy, right? So, but Eli Apple, you got to factor into all the other things that come with a player transitioning from cornerback to safety. It's just not coverage, right? I think a lot of underrated aspects of Eric Rowe's game during that time was his ability to play closer to the line of scrimmage, his ability to play, well enough against the run, right? He provided enough. I wouldn't say he excelled, but he provided enough run support. That way he wasn't somewhat a liability, right? When teams opted to see him on the field and they opted to run his way.
Yeah,
that's a major question mark. With Eli Apple, has never been known as, a guy that, a physical guy. You know what I mean? A player that has a willingness to take on contact. To my knowledge, now again, Eli, this is his first year in Miami, so I don't follow, players on other teams as much as I do the Dolphin players. So I mean, if I'm incorrect on that, please somebody feel free to correct me on that one. But no, I just don't see that transition. I don't see the, Eli Apple. To me, he looks like he's compromised now in terms of athleticism, in my opinion. Again, I know he's, if you put him in that role, he'd be playing tight ends as opposed to cornerbacks. But man, I just don't see that with him. He's been a primary zone corner his throughout his career. I mean, I think that would be a much, much bigger hurdle for him to make that leap as opposed to, Eric Rowe. And then on top of that, Fangio doesn't run that much, he doesn't run that much man as Brian Flores. So I don't necessarily see that as a good transition for him. But again, I could be wrong, bro. But the skill set, the scheme, the philosophy overall is just too different. I don't think he runs enough man coverage really to kind of make that convert. Now, Nick Needham is a candidate, in my opinion, to make that transition. And we've seen him do that even under Brian Flores / Josh Boyer, right?
Yeah.
So I think because Needham, again, he embodies a lot of the characteristics you need. We've seen him play closer to the line of scrimmage, very aggressive tackler in the open field, very good in run support. He can blitz. He can do all of those things that you ask a player that is playing in the slot, or again, even in sub packages, if you bring him in and have him take a linebacker out and have him playing in that, as a dime linebacker or a nickel linebacker. So I just don't see that skill set from Eli Apple, in my opinion.
So check this out. On the Miami Sports Music, Sharon Needham, she's Nick Needham's mom, and she dropped a nugget saying my son might be playing safety. I heard him. I don't know if you guys heard it, Crypto, seen it. She dropped that in the chat. My son could be playing safety. She dropped that nugget, whatever.
Oh, his mother did?
Yeah, on the Sports Music.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's in the chat.
Absolutely. And bro, I've been calling for Needham to get going back 2 to 3 years. He has that skill set, and he's a player that's somewhat, he's a little speed deficient, right? Relative to playing like top flight speedy wide receivers. He can cover, right? But it's just, he has trouble covering the ultra fast guys. You know what I mean? So, but if you look at Needham's skill set and you break it down from a field perspective and seeing how he impacts the game, he's got a lot of quality that you like that'll be very translatable to that, from corner to safety. So very instinctive, right? I think again, I can't wait to see Needham's transition. I know Fangio was kind of jabbing at him the other day when they inquired about him, and he said, "Yeah, man, people keep telling me he's good." You know what I mean? So I don't know if he was jabbing or what, but
hold on, let me explain something to Anthony real quick. Anthony, when you do a membership chat, you can only use one a month, so you can't use another membership chat until next month. Those membership chats are only good for once a month. So you know that, Anthony. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see Nick Needham, bro. I can't wait to see the secondary get healthy as a whole, because you heard Vic Fangio kind of reference not having your top guys greatly influences how you call a game. You know what I mean? And we all know that. Anybody that's knowledgeable about the game of football knows that you got to have players, right, to be successful. You heard him talk about how there's coaches in the Hall of Fame, but he said it's not by coincidence that their players that they coached are sitting in the Hall of Fame right next to them. So you got to have players. You got to have players.
And it's funny and I agree with that. And I just wish the fans there are saying that. I know you weren't one of those fans. That the same fans that are saying that we need the players. We're giving Josh Boyer that courtesy, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was one of my biggest arguments. I mean, all these people that were killing him. If I had to choose if I had an option to choose between Fangio and Josh Boyer, I'm taking Fangio all day. But I didn't think Josh Boyer was bad as everybody tried to make him out to be last year.
I agree. I can, and that's one of the reasons why I hold on. Let me let you cook right quick. That's one of the reasons I wasn't too angry about it, because it was an
upgrade. Get him shake. Put your foot on his goddamn neck.
No, but no, it was a clear. It was an upgrade, like you said. Just like if we were to move off of Tua, if it ain't one of those guys that's a clear upgrade that you could say. For sure he's better than him. Then there was no need to replace Boyer, but we did get an upgrade, so I'm happy. I was fine with it. Go ahead, Lou. I'm sorry.
Real quick, Lou, before you jump in there, real quick. To be fair, and I think it will be an upgrade, and defense will be upgraded, but we're still waiting on that. So we're still waiting on that.
In other words, you're saying the jury is still out. There has not been a verdict yet.
No, I wouldn't call a jury. I'm not calling a jury. No, I'm not calling a jury on fan.
The deliberations are still going on.
No, I'm not calling the jury on Fangio, but I'm just saying I'm waiting on them numbers to come in. That's all I'm waiting on.
Yeah, right.
Well, Lou, were you gonna say something?
Fangio.
Lou, yeah.
Just gonna say, because EM was saying, or Fangio said that every coach needs players, and I was gonna say, listening to our fan base though, that a bunch of professionals, elite quarterbacks don't need players though.
Yeah, well, no, Tua, they don't think Tua, like a lot of the haters, right? They expect Tua to have MVP-like numbers without great talent, because the narrative that they spin with him, like, again, they say now with the improved support that he has, okay, well, he's a byproduct of what's around him. But you look at all these other players, right, that are blessed to have, good talent around them, quality players around them, Burrows of the world, Mahomes early in his career. I never heard that narrative about Patrick Mahomes. Right, early in his career. Well, like they say, he's a byproduct of what he has around him. He's a byproduct of Mike McDaniel. I mean, shit, he got arguably the greatest play caller in the history of the league. I never heard that narrative being spun around Patrick Mahomes in his early years, right? Never heard that. Tyreek Hill there, right? Travis Kelce there. Kareem Hunt was a leading rusher in the NFL, right? That he had at his disposal.
And passing yards. We had passing yards. He was good at passing yards too, bro.
But I never heard that narrative being spun around him like it is with Tua. So I just don't. I mean, make it make sense for me. I just never understood it, but it's what it is. That it's like all these unrealistic expectations, only apply to Tua. The same arguments you make with Tua, they're not applying that to these other players in the league, and it's sad. It really is.
And you look at and here's another thing that people don't take into consideration: the fact that Patrick Mahomes got to sit a year and kind of learn the speed from the sidelines, and the second year he was an MVP the second year.
Yes, he started the last game of his first year, and then it was all uphill from there. Like that Denver game.
He got to learn the playbook better. He got
they finally put him in the last game.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he was more reacting than thinking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. So, but hey, man, I've just learned since I've learned over the few years that I've been around on the internet, YouTube, Twitter. You just can't win, bro. This fan base. Hey, bro, I've just learned to, when you encounter a lot of these buffoons in this community, like you see a lot of them, several of them in the chat tonight, you're just not gonna win. You know what I mean? Until I can get my eyes on a lot of these idiots. You know what I mean? I'm just trying my best to restrain, to try to refrain from going back and forth with them about narratives, about things. It's just, bro, people just gonna put out in the community, in the universe, what they're gonna put out, and it's just, again, let the play on the field settle this whole dispute, this argument. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is, man.
It's kind of like we're waiting for the argument to be settled about you being a legend. We gotta wait till it play out. Something.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Well, hey, man,
that's been settled a long time ago.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. I would agree. That has been settled a long time ago.
Yeah, that's right. Look, if you look at remember that
that's the
number crypto
been settled already.
We took a picture.
That's the only thing he said anything valid in his whole life. This Rabbit Dolphin guy. That's the only valid thing he said. Yeah, it has been settled a long time ago. But go ahead, Shake. My bad.
No, I was gonna say, me and Crypto, we took a picture of Dan Marino at the stadium, and if had we went to the other side, we would have seen the EM statue.
Yeah, y'all took a picture with Marino or the statue?
The statue.
Oh, okay.
The statue.
Any of y'all ever met like down there, Color and Lou and Shake? I know Crypto don't live down there, but y'all ever get a chance to meet Marino or see him? Well, I'm sure y'all seen him at the game.
I met him when I used to be a sweet runner. I really couldn't talk to him, but yeah, I delivered his food.
Oh, that's what's up.
I've never had the pleasure, but
damn,
I did go to a Jacksonville preseason game a couple seasons back when Flores was still our coach, and my front row seat afforded me a pretty close up shot of him. You know what I mean? He was sitting there chopping it up with the Fox Sports crew.
Not for nothing, but he always ordered the same thing: Italian sausages with a Chardonnay.
Hey, quick question to the panel.
And that, by the way,
I was getting ready to say, yeah. Make sure you put that up.
How long do you think? How long do you think Anthony Mazzano been in the cabinet tonight? How long do you think he's
been in that cabinet?
That is crazy.
That man must have had the day off today. Anthony didn't work today. That man's been drinking since the morning time.
He has some
crazy.
He has some
just
scotch.
Don't want that EM smoke. He just never don't want EM yelling at my ass.
That's another intelligent man right there. Man, I got to be honest though, man. I'm feeling some type of way, bro, because y'all got an opportunity to consistently, if you choose to. And I know y'all said y'all haven't met him or whatever, but at least y'all have somewhat access to the team and the players and the greats. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, living in Texas, I've seen the Dolphins play every time they've come here. Thanksgiving, preseason games, regular season. But
you went to the Thanksgiving game we had that time, EM? You was there?
Yeah, that I think it was Brandon Marshall played in that game. We had that he had that big game. Yeah. I was there for that game, and so I've seen like I said, I've seen them play every year. I mean, every time they played in Texas, but man, it's few and far between, bro.
EM, look, see?
That's you. Who is that? That's Crypto?
Yeah.
What? That's
the
legend standing next to him right there.
That's what's up. Turn up. Did you turn up, crypto? Did you turn up? God damn it!
And you know what's
That's
funny?
right. Goddammit.
You know what's funny is when we used to I used to be the sweet runner. We used to take food to the skyboxes, right? And when the Dan Marino ticket used to come, nobody wanted to take it. He goes, he could be an asshole. That guy's an asshole, whatever. So that's why I was able to take shit to Dan Marino sweet. You know what I'm saying? And I had to be careful because, you know, he was very moody. But when it came to Don Shula, dude, that ticket went fast because everybody wanted to fucking take because everybody loved Don Shula, man. That was one ticket I could never get because everybody fucking took it as soon as it came up.
Well, you wouldn't have
you
no
guys
competition.
had the Shula burger yet?
No, I've been to Shula Steakhouse.
Yeah, the Shula burger is pretty good. They probably serve it there too at the steakhouse. It was pretty good.
Yeah, they got a Shula Steakhouse down here in downtown Fort Worth, and you know, I've been there twice, but it's overrated. At least that one is. I don't know about the one down there where you guys are at, but yeah, I went there for first time. Well, my wife now, but she surprised me at that time we were dating. It was my birthday, and so I was like, "Fuck." I was like, I'm getting a little too personal right now, but goddamn it, it's cool. So anyway, you know, I don't like to do too much on my birthday. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I just like to just, you know, have family over, chill, you know, maybe, you know, if we, you know, just not too, I don't like to be too celebratory. So that particular day, you know, I thought I was expecting something. Right. I listen, I don't like a big fuss, but I expect something. You know what I mean? Because with how I am with my family, I go overboard, right? In terms of everything. You know, I put a lot of thought, you know, into birthdays, into anniversaries and all, you know, things like that. So, but I don't require much for myself, but I expect something. So I come home and you know, I'm getting calls, text messages, hey, you know, happy birthday, whatever. So I don't see a gift or I don't see anything, you know, we had made plans or nothing, right? So I'm like, damn. So we get home, get settled, whatever. So my wife goes, hey, you know, let's go out, let's go to dinner or whatever. And she was like, well, she asked me where I wanted to go. I was like, well, I don't really have a preference. We can go anywhere. So she was like, good. I kind of figured you was going to say that. So next thing I know, we driving down, make a long story short, we're driving down downtown Fort Worth. And I had no idea Shula Steakhouse was here in Texas, right? Mm-hmm. So we go into a hotel. I'm like, and the hotel's nice, the upscale, the whole nine. I mean, it's very, very nice hotel. So I'm like, okay, all right, bet. Okay. So I should have thought something because she told me to put a jacket on, you know, a blazer, you know, a sports jacket, whatever. And so anyway, we go in there and so we park, get out, walk a little bit. And so we get up there and so as we're getting closer to the deal, I'm seeing Don Shula. I'm like, Don Shula, what? You know, because again, I had no idea it was down here. I didn't even know there was, at that time, I didn't even know it was a Shula Steakhouse existed, period. So we get there, man, go in there and boom, true enough, it's Shula Steakhouse. And bro, it is like, it's expensive as fuck. Don't get me wrong. But it is a very nice. The food is the steak is a little overrated. Yeah. The steak is a little overrated, but in terms of like the service, in terms of like, you know, just the quality. Because I felt like Tony Soprano sitting in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I literally felt like Tony Soprano. We had a table in the back. It was, you know, wasn't very many people there at the time, and it was a good day. It was a good time. Don't get me wrong, but I just, you know, I was blown away. You see the trophies in there, and you see all the Dolphin paraphernalia, and like the guy that waited on us, he was a fucking Steelers fan, and he was telling me stories about when the Packers played the Steelers in 2010, I think it was. Was it 2010 in the Super Bowl that year when it was here in Texas? Anyway, the Steelers played in a hotel right across the street from where they were at, and he said the first night that they arrived, right? Tomlin, all his staff, you know, they basically shut the whole place down. I mean, he said it was a good time. He said he kind of shared his, you know, he said Tomlin was a good guy to really sit and talk with, and he seemed very, very, like not like the guy you see on TV, just very approachable, very open, very inquisitive about his life and his family and all of that. It was encouraging to hear that a lot of, that he was, and I've heard nothing but good things about Tomlin over the years. But when you see people that are in the high profile individuals like that, you automatically think, well, are you gonna come across an asshole here and there or whatever? But yeah, he said he was a good dude and it was a good experience or whatnot. But yeah, Shula Steakhouse, man, like I said, I highly recommend it if you want to go there if you're a Dolphin fan. But as far as like I said, bro, in terms of quality of steak, I mean, you can go to Texas Roadhouse and get one that is better than that. I mean, that's just my opinion. But
yeah, there's a Don Shula Steakhouse in Miami Lakes, and then there's one in Tampa.
Mm-hmm. And again, it just might be the one here in Texas. That those down there might be excellent. You know what I mean? But this just was here. Good experience and everything, but the food was all right. It was kind of decent, but a little overrated. So, but yeah.
All right, man. Hey, y'all ready to open up the link or no? At Bo Campers. You ready to up the link, EM?
Yeah. Do your thing, Shake.
All right, cool. I'm gonna.
I would say no, but no.
Yeah. I got a feeling some of Lewis's buddies is pulling up.
Like Fred?
Yeah. Fred want all that smoke. Yeah. Fred say he in the city, right? With no security, no vest, and no gun. Pull up. Pull up, Rabbit Dolphin.
And all I gotta say is 7 backyards. That's my new motto. 7 backyards.
What was that thing EM you were saying about Larry L? It's on site.
Oh yeah. I forgot about Larry. Yeah, Larry he been wanting that smoke with the quote unquote
what
OG.
Are you picking on that old man for, bro? Come on, man.
No.
Hey, that's Larry. Larry said he wanted it. He said he was gonna slap the shit out of Lewis when he saw him. That's what he said.
Larry Legend? Is that Larry Legend?
Yeah. Larry Legend.
I guess we just slap that legend title on anybody these days, huh? I guess that's what we're doing.
The Larry Legend.
That is hilarious.
I don't know about that title, Lewis. It's getting a little diluted lately.
I tell you what I do get tired of though, running it, because I see all I ran into like all kind of old great well, to their standard, great Cowboys players, from Michael Irvin's to Emmitt Smith's to Tony Romo's to I'm like, bro, like I don't even like when I see them, and I get like I understand I live in Texas and a number of Cowboy fans here for the most part, but the way these fucking people go, but something though, I do give them shit over that because I've got friends that are Cowboy fans and they go crazy. When any of the greats, they run into any of the greats or they, they get to meet them or whatever. Right. And I give them all kind of shit, but I guess I'd definitely be the same way. If I lived in Miami and I ran into Dan Marino or, Zach Thomas, Jason Taylors of the world,
Oh shit. I ran it. Did you see I ran into Zach Thomas? I got his picture and everything. I got my picture with Zach Thomas.
This week? When was that? Recently?
Yeah, recently. It was a while ago. Let me see if
I no shit. No shit.
Yeah. Let me see. I have the picture.
That's when you went to the
As a matter of fact, I was Ali, right? The fan of the year.
You talking about Dog Freaky, right?
Yeah, Dog Freaky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she because I live in the Fort Myers or where she lives at, so she does watch parties. This was the Buffalo game, which kind of fucking sucked. I got there at Cuban time, so there was no seats indoors. So I had my merino shirt, my jersey, and my Finn's tailgate hat.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's Cuban time?
When you show up late.
Oh, damn. I thought that was a black thing. Crypto, I thought that was a black thing.
Right, I did too.
Damn.
So
that is hilarious.
But no, see this?
Yeah. Oh, that's what's up, man.
That's his autograph. Yeah, look, Hall of Fame 23.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I remember one time we met. This is shit. I forget what year. Maybe 09. Yeah, 09. I think we. It was a preseason game where they were playing the Cowboys here, and we ran into to Sean Smith family. Remember Sean Smith?
Yeah.
Remember him and Vontae Davis, and I think Sean Smith was. There was a second year here, I believe. I think it was 09.
They were in the same. They were drafted in the same class.
Yeah. So
I thought they were
we
doing
ran
the 49ers thing.
Yeah, we ran into his family back then before the game. I gotta say though, listen, man, every game that I've been to here in Texas, bro, it's a lot more Dolphin fans than you would think, bro. And I mean, even at the preseason games, like tailgating and shit, bro, our Dolphin brothers and sisters was deep, bro. I mean, they were out there,
That's
and
how it is in Greater St. Louis too. Yeah, like go to a Buffalo Wild Wings, it's all like a lot of Dolphin fans in there.
yeah,
man.
bro, yeah, yep. So
well, check this out. I grew up in, like I said, I went to Carroll City High School, right? In every classroom, there were fans. You had maybe 2-3 Dolphin fans, 3 Cowboy fans, 3 Steeler fans, and 3 other. There's a lot of Cowboy fans in Miami. A lot of Cowboy fans in Miami.
Yeah, they travel.
My best friend is one.
Yeah, bro, they deep here. They deep. You don't see them every day. You know what I mean? They ain't like a lot of them. I don't know. They undercover like a motherfucker. But me, goddamn it, I don't give a fuck where I go. I'm representing. I don't give a fuck. But when the game at game time, when there's a game preseason regular, bro, they deep. They come out. They represent for sure.
Look at him.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, he was.
I ain't gonna lie,
that was awesome.
That always makes me feel some type of way when I see everybody posting this shit. And don't get me wrong, I hate everything about the state of Florida, but the Dolphins. I don't want to move there. But in terms of my team, I wish we could move the team to Texas. We could switch the Cowboys out, move them to Florida, and move the Dolphins to Texas. God damn it!
Damn.
But
You know how many people will be down for that in Florida?
but I'm always feeling I'm always feeling some type of way when I see people posting their shit and they interacting with the players, just the fans in general. Hey, call it what you want. But yeah, man, I'm always feeling some type of way when I see that. I'm happy for people, but damn, I'm like shit, man. It is what it is. But
and shout out to Dolphin, my man Dolphin Thirsty, and he's great content creator.
And I absolutely agree with that message. The great state of Florida is the best state. I'm telling you that right now.
yeah, that's because you ain't never been to Texas. Everybody that say that they never been to Texas for any amount of time. So yeah. Everything is always greater in Texas, baby. God damn it.
I only been to Texas on layovers to fly into Arizona.
I've lived there for about 14 months, I want to say, and that's all I can handle, Leo.
But I did do a layover in Dallas and Fort Worth, and I did a layover in Houston, both airports. And I'll say it was interesting because Dallas Fort Worth was nothing but Coca-Cola and CNN. And Houston was nothing but Pepsi and Fox News. It's crazy, bro.
I want to. If I move to Texas, I want to live in one of those cities where there's population 5,000 or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, you'll find a lot of those.
Wow. You said population?
They
Montana or Wyoming.
They got a Fox News gift shop in Houston Airport.
Hey, where I live where I live now, our population is what? I think it's not very much over 5,000.
Damn, that's what's
not even. You live in a township, one of those townships outside of Dallas.
It's a little closer to Fort Worth, but it's again, I love seclusion, so
Me too.
I like being away from hustle and bustle. I'm originally from Arkansas, so I like that small town type of feel. I'm not a big city guy, you know what I mean, for the most part, but
yeah.
but I
You
just
know what that? You know what
again.
that sounds like? You know what that sounds
You
like
like
to
that
me?
late
You'd
summer
be great
purple
from
sky,
Lexington
don't
Park,
you,
Maryland,
EM?
What's
I
that? What's
know
that?
I know what that
Lexington
sounds
Park,
like to me.
Maryland.
I know what that sounds like to me, Shake.
What's that?
Hey, somebody go get Mo 3. They scared to come outside.
Yeah, you just like that. You just like that late summer purple sky overhead in that part of the world, man.
Man, I like to listen. I like to see deer. I like to, in the winter time, again, it can even be in the summertime, depending on what time. I like to see deer. I like to hear, the animal. I love to hear the grass whistling, in the wind. You know what I'm saying? I don't like a lot of noise. I don't like a lot of,
Yeah, you
like I
like it when
said,
it's pitch
I
black
grew up
outside
around
when it's
that.
at
I
nighttime. You
wouldn't.
like it when it's pitch
yeah,
black.
I like it I love it in the country, bro.
Yep.
I love it in the country.
And
Yeah.
then the
I
only
gotta
price
go
you
to
gotta
sleep to
pay,
neighbors cussing each other out. I sleep better when that happens.
the only price you gotta pay for all that is April and May, because you can lose your life in April and May. You know what I mean? Because it's like tornado season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now that's the only issue. Well, I ain't gonna say only, but the biggest issue for me is tornado season. When, bro, I'm telling you, man, I don't fuck around when it comes to them tornadoes,
Told you,
bro.
bro. 2 in the morning. 2 in the
No.
morning up in St. Louis. 2 in the morning. I'd be up
I'll be
glued to the radar, bro.
living out there.
Yeah, I know. I know. I can't,
I'll
bro.
be nervous wreck. We did
When
damn
I hear that,
hurricanes and
when I hear that goddamn siren go off I can hear the siren, or I hear that notification going off on my phone, dude. Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. Call it what you want. Call me, call me whatever name you choose to, but it would be accurate in those type of situations because I don't fuck around with tornadoes, bro.
Yeah,
Hey,
I was living in an apartment there, bro. Like, I didn't have no solution, bro. It was like I had to sit there glued to the radar almost every night in the summer, man. Spring and summer.
Hey, Ian, I live in one of those cities where it's like maybe 100,000 population, and when I went shopping with crypto, right? I'm like, God damn, I forgot how fucking long these lines are. God damn it, when we go shopping.
right.
I will say
That's
say
another
this
day at the
about
office for me, Shake Buddy.
I will say this though, like in terms of like you get into Dallas, like obviously Dallas is a huge city, Fort Worth is a huge city, Arlington is pretty big, Irving, but they're spaced out. It's not like everybody's like you're in New York City where everybody's
it's not congested.
Congested, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's a lot. It's the cities are spaced out, like But
so Ian, I have a question for you. Actually, I'm not familiar with Texas. Are Denton and Pearland, Houston, or Dallas? It's
Denton is outside of Dallas. Denton is that's about 45 minutes north. That's north. That's north of Dallas, I think. Yeah. Pearland. I've never heard of Pearland. I don't know where that is. Anthony, I saw you put that in the chat, but I've never heard of that.
Oh, and by the way, Ian, let's have this argument again. Let's have this conversation again. I still say Florida football is the best football in the country.
No,
Hey,
you don't lost your goddamn mind. You don't lost your goddamn mind.
Hold on, Richard McLean, you're not loading up for some reason. Richard McLean, he's every time he tries to come up.
I need Lewis to back me up. He probably agrees with me.
No.
Manzano, hold on, give me a second, Manzano. I'm just trying to clear something up real quick. Richard McLean, you're not. I don't know what it is why his device isn't connecting, but it's not connecting. I would love to bring him up.
You got to exit your browser and reset your settings.
Yeah, but it's not coming up. So just let you know, I'm not trying to. Don't think I'm not trying to bring you up, but it's not allowing me to bring you up. It's saying not connected. So
yeah.
You don't lost your goddamn mind, Anthony, bro.
Lewis and Fred are gonna agree with me. Florida has the best football in the country for high school football.
We went over this whenever that was that last year, but look at now the fact that we've got another. We've had another draft, right? And look at the players that we have on our team that are excelling, that are dominating right now. And just a quick question: where do the majority of them? What state are they from? Your Devon Achans, your Jalen Waddles of the world. You know what I mean? Your Xavier Howards of the world. I mean, Javon Holland. No,
Not
Javon
our
Holland.
team
Well,
as a whole.
Waddle
As a
just learned
whole,
how to
as a
catch a
whole, the
football,
NFL
EM. So
has the biggest
he's
representation in
progressing.
Florida, not Texas. Let's not start this again.
Man, you done lost your damn mind. You crazy. Yeah.
Lewis needs to unmute himself because he's gonna agree with me on that.
Is that the home? Real quick, is that the homie Fred right there? Fred, what's up, man?
Fred's been put to sleep.
Well, all I know, I would just say this. My son that had his 18th birthday yesterday, finishing up his senior season. There is thousands of high school players in the state of Florida. And last checked on Max Preps and on 24/7 Sports, my son is currently ranked 68th out of the top 100 players in the state of Florida. So not as low as I want to be.
Really?
But again,
What position does he play?
That's what's up, little nephew. I see you, little nephew. I see you.
There you go.
He's currently ranked 68th out of the top 100.
That's
He's
a
at
pretty good ranking.
He's DB and wide receiver, but he does multiple things.
Is he being recruited by Miami?
He is not. He has
or the Gator Baits up in Gainesville.
He has been.
Man, that's what's up.
He's been on a recruiting trip to the University of Florida. Yes. So.
Man, that's what's up.
What did you say, Anthony? What'd you say, Anthony? Something about you masturbating? What?
No, I called
He's probably going to put that school on the map. He's probably going to put Florida on the map.
We're Gators.
That's what's up.
What's up, Kyle?
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, what's good, y'all?
I want to hear from the homie. I want to hear from the homie Fred. Fred, you sleep, bro? Already?
I don't know why.
No, I'm trying to get in. My mic was off. I just noticed.
Oh, okay.
But,
I just want to make sure that was you.
To me, well, EM, a lot of them guys are from the southern area, man. There's a whole lot of them, my opinion, come out and be great football players. But as kids, EM, them guys, man, them little boys play football all year round, man. You know what I mean? Down in the southern part, man. As the up here, man, once that wintertime hit, these kids ain't coming outside to play.
Hey, you got some good Jersey guys like Mika Fitzpatrick. He's a Jersey guy.
You get.
Fred, you from Jersey? Oh, Fred, you from Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
So you get a few of them, EM, man, and I went to school with a Heisman, 1 year. That being Mike Rozier from Nebraska, you get Jonathan Taylor, of course with the Colts. You got David Ruiz, Cesar Ruiz, excuse me. He's from Camden High, and so we on the map a little bit, EM. Just a little bit.
I went to school with a few.
I wouldn't know he was from there.
I actually went to school with a few football players. I graduated a couple years before Amari Cooper. I went to the school he went to for high school in Miami before I lived in moved to Sarasota, and I actually went to school with Anthony Rizzo.
That's what's up.
Oh yeah.
And Anthony was a humble kid coming out of he wasn't a really he's not like he is now where he's very outgoing. He was very closed off to people and stuff like that. He didn't become like that until he turned pro.
Did you say Anthony? Are you speaking to yourself as a third person now, Anthony?
No, Anthony Rizzo, the baseball player. I'm not that arrogant. I'm not arrogant like that. I'm not EM. I'm not EM.
Oh, damn.
So damn shit. So Fred, so you from you from actual Jersey, or you from Jersey? I mean,
yeah, I'm from Jersey. Yeah,
okay,
I'm from Jersey, man.
That's what's up, man. I ain't never, bro. I hadn't I've been to
EM, like the high schools here, man. They don't have like swimming teams, shit like that. And they got them, man, but they're like in the upper, in suburbs of New Jersey. You know what I mean, man? And so
Is
what
it
these
some?
guys
Is
really,
it?
what they really do is all they do is play
Hey, Fred, I have a
basketball.
question.
They,
Is St. John Bosco in Camden, where you're from, or is that what part of New Jersey is that? Like, is that?
I'm from South Jersey, whereas I'm like 10 minutes away from the link of the Philadelphia Eagles, man.
Oh, so you're closer to Philly than you are to New York?
Yes, I am. Yeah, that's it.
Is St. John Bosco near you, or is that more up towards like the New York area?
That's towards the up New York area.
Okay.
I
Are
see,
you
like
near
when
where
you got to
Mike Trout is?
who?
Like from Tom's River?
Yes. Tom's River's 20 minutes away.
How far are you from Atlantic City, Fred?
Atlantic City, same EM, 25 minutes, half hour, down Atlantic
That's
City.
what's up. You ever hang out there? I'm sure you've been there, but
Oh yeah, I've been
how,
I stayed a little stint in the suite in the Taj Mahal, man, and that was about it. EM, I don't go to
Are you
Atlantic
close to
City like that.
Hoboken?
Did you hit the
No,
boardwalk? Was
Hoboken
you
is up
on the
North
boardwalk?
Jersey. Yeah,
Did you hit the?
man.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always I'm a big I'm a big mafia dude, and like I'm a big Boardwalk Empire. That was that was one of my favorite shows all the time. So when I see all the that was a big part of our country. Like, again, not to shift gears and try to and jump on another topic, but real quick though, that has always made me intrigued about the state of New Jersey. You know what I mean? It all stems from Boardwalk Empire. So like
Vegas and Atlantic City started because of the mob. That's what people forget.
Prohibition. Yeah, Prohibition. And so that's definitely on my. I'm gonna make my way up there soon. I mean, we've been talking about taking a big trip up north, New York, Jersey. Because I've been all over the United States, but never made my way up north because I don't like the cold, bro. I can't deal with the cold too much. So
And another thing they doing here, they're like buying up a lot of real estate, man, putting people out of their homes, man, just to get these these college dorms up, and hospitals, man, and so downtown Camden, where I am, they're going through it a little bit, man. They're getting pushed out of their homes.
Is that
man,
where Rutgers is?
Yes, it is. That's the Rutgers from another New Jersey. There's another Rutgers in New Jersey. You got the Rutgers up North Jersey, and you have the Rutgers in South Jersey too.
Oh, so there's is the Rutgers that we see playing football the one where you are, or is that the northern New Jersey one?
That's up northern New Jersey. The Rutgers you see playing basketball and football.
North Campus.
So so when these guys get out and make it to the pros, man, it's really a big deal, man. For the city, for the neighborhood, they really big on that. Somebody from the neighborhood, goes and do something, man. Like I don't know if you've heard of DeJuan Wagner, EM. Okay, well, he was like right around the corner from me. He was from his hometown, right around the corner from me, and
that's what's up.
Yeah, man.
You've been
so
there.
everybody look at.
You've been there your whole life, born and raised.
Yeah, all my life, man.
Oh, that's what's up.
I read somewhere the crazy stat for me when it comes to New Jersey, like where you're from, Fred. You guys have the highest proliferation of basketball Hall of Famers for college and the pros.
Oh,
real quick.
I don't know too much about that, man. I didn't know that either.
I know that neither. Yeah.
I don't know. Look, that Rabbit Dolphin guy, he a little quiet up there, man. He been on mute for the last 30 minutes.
I think he doesn't. He doesn't want to start something with you.
Did he fall asleep? Is he still with us or what?
I think he's just exhausted from cooking folks all day.
Or he just scared. He just scared.
Scared of what?
I'm just saying. I'm up here. You got some heavy hitters up here. So
like I
said in the chat, EM has
the
best takes in the community.
I ain't worried about none of these hitters. I've been calling out the so-called hitters for a couple months now. And trust me when I tell you, like I said, every debate I get into moving forward, all I'm gonna keep saying is 7 backyards. If y'all know what that means, holla at me. Get at me. I got 7 backyards willing and available right now.
Listen,
I'll
the
repeat what I said in the chat. EM has the best and most accurate takes in this community.
The only person who makes me nervous was my grandmother because she used to drive with a butcher knife. But other than
that sounds like an episode on Netflix that I can just go watch and binge watch. 7 backyards. Which episode are we on, Lewis?
I don't know this Rabid Dolphin guy much. I don't know him much. But from what I do know, I've never known him to get quiet. So
we ain't talking about football. We talking about high school players from Jersey and Rutgers, and we doing geographical stuff now. I ain't got listen. Until I hear someone say some foolishness, and more than likely it'll be Fred or Sharif that just came up here. Until that happens, I keep my nose clean. I get in where I fit in.
Okay.
And I think we make a big time trade.
Hey, hold on. Let me ask the panel this real quick. On a scale of 1 through 10, God forbid if we lose the Patriots, how mad would you be on a scale of 1 through 10?
Oh, these people would lose their mind, Shake. These people would lose their mind.
That ain't happening. That's not happening. That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
A lot of people said
I reserve the right.
I
I defer to answer that question until after the Chiefs game. Thank you very much.
That ain't happening.
You're being conservative. You're being conservative, Color.
Well, I'm just saying, if we go kick the Chiefs' ass in Germany, then losing to the Patriots is relative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I disagree with you guys when it comes to the trades, EM. I think we make a big time. I think we can get people forget we're losing X after this season. His contract finishes actually. So that's why I'm saying we might get a guy like a Patrick Surtain to replace him.
His contract
ain't no way, Anthony. That is some really fantasy. That's a Madden type. Bro, there is no way.
What do you mean? How is that fantasy?
Okay, bro. First off, how much is it going to cost, right? Minimum first round pick. Minimum. Right? So more likely it's going to cost more than that, but that's going to be just to sit that's going to give us an opportunity to sit at the bargaining table. So then on top of that, you got to pay him. He going to want $20 million. You know that, right? He's arguably the best corner. Him and Jalen Ramsey and maybe one other 2 players are at the top of their position, and he's going to want more than what they had. Jalen Ramsey is at $20 million now, so he's going to want anything north of 20. So B, and then C, you just drafted a 2nd round guy, right, to replace Xavier Howard and Cam Smith. We don't know what he's going to be. He hadn't been on the field yet, and I get that's a little concerning, but it's just extremely unrealistic for the Dolphins to go out and acquire another player. And then on top of that, you got Tua coming up. You have to pay. You got virtually your whole O-line with the exception of Teron Armstead. You have to pay. I just don't see it happening, bro. I just don't.
I'd like to say something on that, EM, man. Like I'd like to see that.
There's 1 more year on X's deal. Okay, so just you can hold tight on that. It's the year where we can cut him and save 18. I spoke about this months ago with Neil Driscoll.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. It's fancy, but EM, but let's be honest. Like X is slowing down. We need and Jalen is playing the position that he what is it called? Jalen came to Miami because he's gonna be playing the same position that he played in LA, that star position, that tight end eraser that you guys are talking about.
No, he
boundary corner.
Well, no, he just didn't play that. He wasn't primarily a slot guy. He played all over the formation. That was just situationally where they played him. So I can see him being in that same role with the Miami Dolphins. They'll move him around according to matchups, right? But in terms of like, bro, he was a boundary guy in LA. You know, I know he made that, and again, that star role. I mean, that's not a new. I know a lot of people, maybe that term star role is relatively new to the NFL community, but in terms of what that quote unquote star role, the requirements, Charles Woodson a couple of years ago is the one that made that whole, made that famous, if you recall, right? Remember Charles Woodson when he
Actually,
played with
Patrick Surtain did a little bit. Remember him, where he played safety, he played the tight end, he played slot, he played the corner. Of course,
that
he
was
succeeded.
that was Charles Woodson.
Patrick
That was
Surtain.
Charles Woodson.
Did Cromartie do that?
No, but Patrick Surtain did it for us many times, where he had to cover the best player
I
on the
believe
field.
Antonio Cromartie did that with the Chargers when he was in his prime with the Chargers.
Yeah, Pat Surtain Senior, he did that a lot for us. Because Sam only can be on the boundary, you see.
I think that position has to be like. I think a position like that has to have a more athletic corner doing it, because I feel X is kind of limited in terms of his athleticism. Or am I being too harsh on him?
Anthony, can
Fair
I ask
enough.
you a question?
That's fair enough.
Anthony, can I ask you a question?
What?
What, in your opinion, what do you think it would take the Miami Dolphins to give up to get PS2?
PS2, maybe a first and a third, with maybe a guy like, because I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't think he fits our system really. I think a first and a third with Christian Wilkins.
So let me get this right, Anthony. You would be willing to give up our first round pick, a third round pick, and Christian Wilkins for Patrick Surtain Jr.?
Yes. Yes.
Bro,
what was the compensation again?
I'm trying to give you the out, Anthony.
What was the compensation? What was the compensation?
Fair to you, Anthony. Again,
wait a minute. Hold on here.
He said a first round pick, a third round pick, and Christian Wilkins for
That's just his opinion, though. No need to box him in now, Lewis.
I'll say a third round pick and Christian Wilkins. Hell yeah.
Box him in.
Lewis is boxing him in. You are boxed in, man.
You know what? Never mind.
You're boxing him in, Lewis.
I ain't doing this tonight.
Okay. So let's break this down to Anthony.
Hold on, Sharif. I'm gonna give Anthony a clue. The key to getting out of a hole is to have a ladder, not a shovel. Just want to give you a heads up. If you want to get out of a hole, you use a ladder, not a shovel.
EM.
But don't you think, real quick, Fred, hold on, because again, I just want people to understand.
I know you're not attacking me, Lewis.
I'm not, Anthony, and thank you for saying that, Anthony. I'm not attacking you. But Anthony, and just for everybody else, this is just how you told your opinion, Anthony. This would just be my opinion. When I look at moving forward with this team, obviously, we all believe well, let me not say all of us, but some of us believe Tua Tagovailoa is going to be here. You're going to have to pay him. We also believe Waddle's going to be here. You're going to have to pay him. Javon Holland, you're going to have to pay him. Jalen Phillips, you're going to have to pay him. Eventually, this idea from all Miami Dolphin fans that, hey, just go give up your first and your third and whatever it takes to go get a player, you're going to have to start. You can't live in free agency every year just because you like the name or whatever. You're going to have to sit back
build
and
through
realize
the draft.
You're going to have to build through the draft.
I'm about to talk about that now.
So how in the hell am I going to give up my first round pick, my third round pick, and a player of Christian Wilkins' stature, whether I believe he's a $20 million player or not? He's still productive for us and what we're trying to do now. Why would I give that up for a player that in another, year and a half to 2 years, I'm going to have to pay him as well? We can't keep doing this.
I understand, Lewis, and let me break this down real quick, Fred. Because first of all, good evening, guys. You know, it's always good to, you know, break this team down and get other people's perspective. You know, I have to now look at this. It's week 8. Chris Greer. So I'm looking at Chris Greer's. We supposed to be saving money on our picks a year ago. The picks this year in order to go cheap for the next several years and keep these picks that so-called people would like to get certain. So now if we're failing with the Tyndalls, if we're failing with the guys who we expect to not only just be on special teams but make an impact, your 3rd round pick on Cam Smith, 2nd round pick. I mean, to me, it's not a failure on the 2nd round pick for Cam Smith yet, but you're gonna like I don't have to say it what Lewis just said. You're gonna have to pay all of these guys, and the first one is gonna need 45 to 55 million. And if he continues to play the way he's playing, it's gonna be in that range. So now this is why I tell you, Buffalo is suffering. Teams
For a
with
player
big
who
name
hasn't even
quarterbacks.
proved nothing yet. Sorry about that.
And this is why this is why Buffalo is suffering, because now all of a sudden you think you can keep the Hydes of the world and when these guys come up to get paid, all of the money is into to the quarterback. So what we have to do now is win on the 2nd round picks and the 3rd round picks a year ago and this year, and we're failing. So I'm calling out Chris Greer because why? You're going to expect us to really hit on our first 3 picks in the first 3 rounds next year and start going cheap because we're transitioning into giving the bag to everyone. So once again, Greer, yes, you're doing well with the non-draft picks, off the street guys, and you're hitting 1 or 2 5th, 4th round picks. I can help you out there, but you're failing once again to go cheap. Because if you're gonna tell me that Tyndall will all of a sudden be a superstar in year 3, you out of your mind. And if you're telling me that Cam Smith is ready and has the seasoning to take over X's position next year, you're out of your mind, Chris Greer. You guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, my thought, man, it's funny to me, man, how we're using all these defensive backs, man, but Cam Smith. And I don't see where he can be that bad. He doesn't even see any reps, man, in the games other than special teams, man. He can't be that bad.
No, Fred, it's not that he's bad. It's just Fangio's track record. He doesn't play rookies at all the first year. At all. He even when he was in with the Bears and stuff like that and the Cowboys, Patrick Surtain is a rare case.
That is true.
So we can't go off Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain is a superstar corner. Let's be honest. So
for a superstar corner, bro, I've seen Robbie Chosen burn this dude, man. And you know, I haven't seen my. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not
Robbie
going to shit on
Chosen
Patrick.
kinda
I'm not going. I'm not going to shit on Patrick Surtain because I'm not going to shit on Patrick Surtain, man. But I just don't know nothing he did, man. I know his team is in shambles, man, and you know, so who to say, you know, that'd be a hit right there. Going
Listen,
after
he ain't his
Surtain,
daddy.
man.
I'm gonna say that, Fred. He ain't his daddy yet, because his daddy.
Oh, I know
If
that.
you watch
I don't
his
know
daddy
if he's in
play,
shambles.
That's a good point,
Maybe
Sharif,
because he
because
don't
how
have
much
no safety help.
how
to
much
help
of
him
it do
out.
we want Patrick Surtain Jr. because he's a good DB, and how much is it do we want him because he's Patrick Surtain's son? Like for
There
real.
you go. There you go. There you go.
what
Right
we
there.
seen against
I like
us,
when you keep
you'd
that
never
right.
see his daddy.
Suggesting
You'd
that
never
there's
see his daddy
nepotism
do
going
that.
on? Is that what you're suggesting? That there's nepotism going on?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Are you trying to say
A
if there
little
was a
bit.
Dan Marino Jr., we'd want him?
There is a Dan Marino Jr.
Right.
That's a fucking thing.
Yo, yeah, his son Daniel. Yeah, his son Daniel. No, but
Duper
Fred,
Jr.
what I'm
He was
saying,
a,
what
they
I'm
said he
saying
was
is
a Duper Jr., man.
no, but what I'm saying, Fred, when it comes to the Patrick Surtain, I think it's a mixture of both. We're planning.
Hey, whoever's
if we,
pissing, can you please put yourself on mute?
Damn.
My bad.
But the reason why I'm saying getting up, I'm not thinking about the name. I'm thinking for the future because we lose X is slowing down and stuff like that, and we're gonna lose him at the end of after this. We can, like Sharif said, we can get out of his contract after this year. We don't have to keep him for the 2 years. We can get out of his we can that's what I can give Chris Greer credit for. He knows how to set up these contracts where he can get it out of the contract after 2 years. Like even if it was
But Anthony, I would be honest. I would want to see for the first time what this cornerback room can do, just because we lost 6 of them last year. So I would actually like for X to play out all of his deal, and if someone wants to give us a third round or two picks next year, week 7, I would make that deal next year. But I don't. Why would I give away when I was just trying to get my cornerbacks healthy with Boyer? I'm gonna start giving them away or cutting them. Let
Well, I mean, man, we
Ramsey
need
and
to.
X, yeah, let them live, man. Let them live together. Let them have a couple of years together, man. I want to see.
But X is slowing down. I noticed that with X.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
but then he's not
we need to develop
gonna get that
these draft picks,
responsibility,
man.
and that's why you got Ramsey. So he's number 1 now. Don't you know that? He's the number 1 guy.
And what you're saying right now about X, bro, is exactly what everyone was saying at the end of the season last year about Mostert. Like, bro, he's getting old. He's not like he used to be. Should we talk about getting off him? And look at him this year.
Yeah, no, but for me,
that's
with the corner position, to me has the highest drop off rate. Like in terms of athleticism, they start losing their athleticism. I'm not saying X is not intelligent and is able to adjust.
Anthony,
It's just he relies
fair
so
enough,
much on his
Anthony.
athleticism.
Yeah, but I realize you're still talking about X, and I'm trying to go on to the other. Like, it's Tyndale. Is Tyndale proven anything to you in 2 years? Isn't he supposed to be a cheap star player we need so we can pay 2 of his money and not have to now find another linebacker? See, we're not supposed to be finding more depth next year because you failed to find it previous years. We got to pay people soon. Aren't you concerned about that?
Yeah, our player development.
No,
in the
you're
front
not.
office,
You worry about X.
No, actually, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know what it is. Our front office player development has some serious issues in developing. I know it's a coaching staff, but also the front office gets involved. Like there's a head of player development in football, so there has to be a serious issue with that. Like that we're not developing our players correctly through the front office too. Like it's a combination of the coaching staff and the front office personnel that I think we're not hiring the right people in that position in the head of player development, Sharif or Fred. And is it just me, or do you guys see that too?
No, I think we're screwing up in player development. That's why we're going out here and paying for all this talent, man. But you got to start to develop them, man. At some point, man. This is why we're in the position where we are now, man. We're having to pay
The thing
everybody.
is, right? If it all said and done, a year ago, 1 year ago, we thought that Ogba and Phillips was enough. Cameron Good's supposed to be joining Van Ginkel as that depth, right? We didn't really. If let's just say we don't get Chubb. See, my point is, we're spending too much draft picks when we need to be getting cheaper. Now we have to pay Chubb, and we didn't really get any better. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when Phillips and Van Ginkel gets hot, I don't know where Chubb is gonna be. But now you have Ogba taking away snaps. Snaps taken away. because of Chubb, who's underperforming in everyone's opinion. So my thing is, like you said, we're now reaching out with too much of our money and our key draft picks, what we need for low cap stars, is now going into Chubb, going into Ramsey. Who else is going to go into? I remember when people wanted Le'Veon Bell 3 years ago. It's like some of you guys are too greedy, man. Like, let this trade deadline pass, for God's sake. We're loaded.
Well, I never wanted Bell, man. I would have been mad if he came to Miami. Real shit. Yeah.
Wow.
And we struggle drafting for. Is there something wrong with our scouting too? We struggle drafting first and second round picks for some reason, like, or like besides like top 10 picks, it seems like if we get in the later first round, we struggle. We completely missed on drafting. What's his name? The safety.
I think we've had a first round pick in 2 years, 3 years now. An actual
And
first
and
round
and the
pick.
thing is,
Pretty
if you
annoying.
look at it, yes, it's only a third round for Ramsey. But the thing is, I think Greer's reached. We could have had that first round pick for Chubb. We could have still had that, and we could have had Cameron Good and Van Ginkel
And we
step up and
lost.
do the
Don't
same
forget, we
thing.
lost picks because of the tampering issue.
We lost one pick, right? But we still had our first rounder, what we gave for Chubb. My point is, um, and OG has been saying this for quite a while. We're gonna have to pay, and all of a sudden now the big cuts are gonna need to happen. Like X saving 18 and then Ogba saving 16 and a half. They're
but-
gonna need to happen.
By the way, real quick, Anthony, I'm glad you brought this up about us losing a draft pick. I just thought, and I brought this up on my monologue Wednesday. I just think of how funny it is that when we get caught doing something, when we get caught screwing the system, we get something taken away from us. But when we get screwed or robbed, we get no compensation or nothing happens to the person that fucked us. Just saying.
Yeah,
I said
the
this.
NFL is not going to investigate those screwed up. How do you miss few calls that are right in front of your, like 10 penalties right in front of your face? Like, how is that possible?
The same reason.
Pat Riley.
Well, that's the reason
That's
for
why.
that, because they didn't reward the Saints a Super Bowl appearance.
That's what I'm
after
saying.
that.
And not just us. I'm talking about everybody in general. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just saying Miami
Yeah,
Dolphins.
the Colts got screwed too. Did you see the Colts?
Well, that's a great point, Crypto, because after Greg Williams, they weren't like the NFL favorite for nothing anymore. Like they've been getting screwed. The defensive back knew he was pulling someone down, and then all of a sudden they didn't throw the flag, and so I think the first round pick, Flores investigation, which a lot of people like to just say, "Oh, nothing came out." They found 3 things what the Dolphins did, including Stephen Ross. So Flores, number one, did not lie. That's the whole thing about it. So they just try to push that under the rug, and it causes a whole pick. But my thing is, when you look at the NFL saying, "Okay, Stephen Ross, it's your team. We're not gonna deal with you like how we made the fellas sell the team. You're not going anywhere for a while, though." And I can understand the Philly Flags home cooking. That's why I really didn't blame the Flags, because I think we're still smarting from the first pick that needed to be taken because of Brady on the boat. Of course, they've tracked everything and seen that Stephen Ross was doing. So, they're not. He's like Pat Riley, right? Every year they're gonna fine Pat Riley 50 grand for some shit that he said, or some shit. Oh, he's tampering. They're lying on Pat Riley, but at this point they hate him, and they're gonna do everything.
They're screwing him because of the Knicks.
See, boy, I could go deep. That's deeper than that, but they're doing the same thing to Stephen Ross now. And as fans, I don't want to
And they're
You know,
gonna do
melt your
that. They're
ice
gonna do
cream.
that to the Marlins too after the Kim Ng situation
You
too.
don't think they did that to us in Philly we're taking punishment
Hey,
for
let me
that?
ask you.
For
Let me ask you a
Stephen
question.
Ross?
Let me
Come
ask you a
on,
question,
man.
Sharif. What do you think of them firing the GM? Do you think that was a stupid move or a good move?
For who?
The Marlins. They fired their GM.
Oh
Good.
no, her contract ended and she got better money, offers, and opportunities. So I think it was they probably said this is what they did the Kristen Wilkins thing. Like this is what we can give you, and then she said, "Well, I'll just let my contract end." But I thought that a woman representing the Marlins GM, she did a fantastic job.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
agree.
she did.
No,
I don't want to
apparently
change
they're
it.
investigating the Marlins for what's it called? Prejudicial treatment because they were trying to during the season they were trying to hire someone above her.
Well, what had happened is it's Blaine's team. It's Blaine's team. The owner of the Marlins.
Bruce
So
Sherman.
I'm sorry, Bruce. It's Bruce's team, and so Bruce would have people speak to him, and then he would override everyone, right? Who he needs to, and that shouldn't happen if she's the GM and player personnel. If she's Chris Greer, you shouldn't over. It's basically Flores running roughshod again. And you can't, as an owner, you can't be running roughshod as an owner, and you hired a GM. You're basically Brian Flores again.
Mm-hmm. Oh Jesus! Like this happens with all the all the teams in Miami for sports. We hire a rogue personnel person all the time, a head coach or a general manager or an owner that wants to screw the county and force the when they build this, we're gonna get the team taken away from us. I'm predicting this. Like that Rob Manfred actually said it himself. He's gonna try to move the Marlins to Montreal.
All the way to Canada.
Listen, man. Don't do
like
that.
that,
Don't do
bro.
that, Anthony. Don't do that. Don't do
No,
that.
What?
he said
You know they ain't go. You know they just built a whole stadium where the parking, if it's filled, is over
So they'll be getting
$300,000.
another team, basically.
Jesus Christ, mate! You can't be doing that,
no. Rob
Anthony.
Manfred said it out of his own mouth. He's either gonna move the Marlins or the Rays.
Listen, the Rays are done. The Marlins right now just got
Why
a
would he
park
move
that
the Rays?
opens and closes. Why would you the money you need to make back? It's gonna take at least 11 seasons. Smart businessmen wouldn't build an entire stadium and get 3 years out of it and then have to pick up and move. You haven't made no money yet. You understand that as a business? That's
Now,
why
Sharif, why
Steven.
would you just come in here and inflame the rabid dolphin like that, saying things like the Rays are done, man? Come on, man.
No, I'm talking about the Rays are done in terms of like their run to make any serious run at the World Series. They have a great farm system, but to say like the Marlins or the Rays, no, they're not going anywhere. No. In fact,
No, if you
do
look
you
at
know
the
where
stadiums,
most?
they're always empty. The stadiums
Don't
are
worry about that. Do you know how much money these guys have? Like they're paying to stay. Like Bruce is gonna pay to stay. All right. If the Marlins got
They could
one
solve the
home game,
stadium being empty.
exactly. If the Marlins got one home game, that's why we needed that win against the Phillies. If they got one home game, boy, it would have been sold out from the streets. People would have been outside the stadium like how it was in Toronto when Toronto Raptors won the championship. That's how it would have been. People would have been outside that stadium just rocking once the Marlins win. Because the thing is, Miami fans aren't stupid. They want a winner. We ain't crazy. You think we're gonna do ticket, hot dog, popcorn, $58, and all of that shit, and you ain't bringing the bacon home? We'd rather stay home and watch it on
Sharif, what you're
TV.
saying is the definition of a fair weather fan. That's a fair weather fan right there.
Oh, but have you seen them come out for the World Series with Livan Hernandez? Have you seen them come out to the World Series with Mike Lowell? They do, sir. They do. Trust me. They will be out there
what hurt
outside the stadium.
I'm gonna say this also. What hurt the Marlins too is the death of Jose Fernandez. That set our franchise back for the next 10 years.
There was great times, and then once people saw the fans come out, they changed. All they said was, "Yes, Miami fans are just intelligent. They're like New York fans. They're not. They have other things to do than to be let down for 20+ years." In the Marlins case, we've just really won. We're fresh off of winning. Dolphins is another case.
And how would the Dolphins be different?
You have to go back to '83 for Marino Super Bowl. 2007 we won. That's when Juan Pierre and Dontrell Willis.
That would be Wayne Huizenga, Stephen Ross. That combination right there, that perfect tandem. That's what did it.
But guys, I'm starting to, okay, it's a new defense.
Stephen hold on, Stephen Huizenga or Wayne Ross? Which one's better?
I tell you what,
Wayne
boy,
Ross,
you have to
that
give
is
respect to you have to give the respect to Wayne Huizenga, boy. You got to give respect to him. When that Joe Robbie
he likes
Stadium,
breaking up championship teams. I wish he would have been able to broke up a championship team in Miami. At least we could say he at least
Wayne
got a
Huizenga
championship.
didn't build the stadium. Joe Robbie built the stadium in I think 1988. So get your facts straight, bud.
Hey, here's a fun fact. Here's a fun fact, real quick. Wayne Huizenga, just like Stephen Ross, built the stadium with his money, right? And then he passed away and left the team to his kids, but his family couldn't afford the stadium payments because there was a big balloon payment, and they were forced to sell the team because of the stadium cost. Had the city paid for the stadium, the Robbies would have still had the own the team.
Ownership of it.
I did that when I was doing in the blender. I learned that. So.
Oh, okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So it'd have been the Robbie family.
Yeah, man.
The Robbie family would still own it.
Yeah, but they had there was a big balloon payment. You know, those big balloon payments are fucking.
Right.
And back then, believe it or not, we had state taxes, so they couldn't.
At the time, shit, yeah.
They couldn't afford it.
The public didn't want to finance.
And that's why. Let me tell you why we got colors gone. Let me tell you why we gotta respect color. Because colors probably got more championships than us in this room. Why do I say that? The Redbirds, very, very, very good organization with their minor league, and so when you talk about championships, and people wonder where the color is coming from when he's talking sports. Colors got rings. You see what I'm saying? So Color ain't trying to win. Color could go rest in peace, and he's won enough rings where he can go on.
What are you talking about? He's got enough.
The Cardinals.
Oh, Cardinals, hell yeah. Yeah, Martin's got two. I see my baseball team win too. I see my college.
And some people won't ever get a ring. Some people pull for teams and they won't ever win.
Hey, my Marlins won a team. My basketball won a team. The Heat won championship. So hey, I'm good.
My baseball team won. I'm still waiting on the football to do it, and my basketball. Hey,
listen, you just watch basketball. Your basketball team, you just watch it for fun. You don't watch it for championships. Crypto.
I'm watching it because we're going to be champions for the next decade.
My baseball team won 2 back-to-back championships.
Who's that?
So my baseball team won back-to-back championships. The Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays.
Yeah, 92, 93.
Yeah, they did.
Are you talking about Carter?
Yeah, you know what's crazy?
Roberto Alomar,
Kenny
Paul
Maldonado,
Monitor.
Jimmy Key, John
Paul
Allroot,
Monitor
Paul
was
Mulder,
he
Tony
was on that team,
Fernandez,
yeah.
You know what's crazy?
Juan
Yeah,
Guzman.
And you know what's crazy though?
Yep, Juan Guzman.
After the Blue
Yeah.
Jays won the last championship, they fucking baseball went on
The
strike.
Phillies.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they beat
And
the
why did they go on
Phillies.
strike? There's a conspiracy theory that one of the reasons why they went on strike, I don't believe it, is because the Expos were killing it all up. It would have been 3 Canadian teams in 3 years. That would have pissed off
Yeah.
a lot of Americans. The Expos with Larry
The Expos
Walker
were
and
good
all
that year.
guys, Pedro Martinez before he went to Boston, they would have won the World Series. The Expos. Look into it if you don't believe me. They had the best record.
Yeah, but that team came and became the current Nationals. So they got 2
Yeah,
titles.
of course they did. They
already got
lost
it
the
later
fourth.
on.
That's why. That's
They
why.
lost it. They won it years later, you know.
Yeah, well, people stopped going to the games in Montreal. They were pissed off. They felt MLB stole a World Series from them, and I think
Yeah.
Montreal deserves a second shot. Tampa Bay. There's no way I can see the Rays being in. They play in St. Petersburg. I've been to Tropicana when it was called that. There's no way they're there in 5 years. They don't get enough support.
No support in Tropicana?
They don't get
Damn.
whatever they call it. They don't. They call it a different name. But the Tampa Bay Devil Rays or Rays, they don't have enough support. They're a good team. They get what, like average, like probably 15,000 to a game that are really
They're
at the
probably all
game.
out on the water. They probably freaking jet skiing or something out there. That's probably why.
Professional teams in Florida don't get a lot of support.
No.
Usually,
Too much other stuff to do.
that's right. The weather, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Well. To be fair, at least in the summertime, there's nothing really to do around baseball season. It's usually around the winter when you want to go outside. But during the summer, ain't no motherfucking buddy going outside. Shit.
Well, I mean,
Too
they
hot.
play in a dome. They've got air
Yeah.
conditioning, so why not go to the game? They don't want to go to the game. I went to games there. I went to a Blue Jay game, a Texas Rangers game there. We got the first game we spent. This was years ago, like $35, and I'm in there with my father, and he's like, "We should just got nosebleeds and snuck down." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll do that the next series." He's like, "Yeah." So we
Yeah.
get the cheapest seats for like $6.50 or whatever. We just move down, and we're like the third row, the visitors bench. I'm not. Don't pay if you go to games
You
there.
get
Do
some good
not pay
seats for like
much.
$40. You could be right there behind third baseline on the
Oh,
lower
probably
levels.
less
That's
crypto.
what
I
happened
haven't seen the
there.
prices. I haven't seen the cheapest price. You could probably get it for like $20. It's like the best seat in the house, pretty close in
Best seat
Tampa.
down.
Yeah,
That's how I was able to get the Nationals game.
I went to one game in the Trop, and it was against the Marlins, and the Marlins won, by the way. And I tell you what, man, it was so good to actually focus on the baseball game and not say every 5 minutes, "God damn, it's hotter than a motherfucker."
You found it hot in there?
No, I said I actually watched the game because I've been to some Marlins games, and god
Yeah.
damn, man, it was hot as fuck, boy. We didn't have the freaking we didn't even
There's
have
no-
the shade. Can you imagine freaking watching a baseball game in a hot day in
Oh, that
August?
was silly.
Holy
That was one of the
shit.
worst stadiums. They've changed
did
it
you
up.
get it?
Go on.
Okay.
With those,
What you
remember
saying?
those
No,
orange seats?
Hey, what were you saying, Crypto?
No, you're good. I was gonna say, did you get a free Louisville Slugger?
Oh no, I got free dehydration though.
Y'all ever see the
Passing out
Marlins
Louisville
play back at
Sluggers at the
the
freaking Wrigley Field. Go ahead.
y'all ever seen the Marlins play back at the old spring training facility out in Brevard before they went to Miami? That stadium's hot as fuck, bro. Like it's where the manatee, it's the old manatees home, and they shared it with the Marlins for spring training and shit.
Yeah.
And they sometimes they play games there, not regular season games.
Did they destroy that stadium now? Is it
No,
gone?
it's still there. It's still there. They built up around it, dude. Like that town. The only thing in that town was that stadium, and then they built a whole city around it. It's supposed to be one of the fastest growing cities in the state right now.
Yeah. The one thing about the pro player, about Pro Player Stadium or Hard Rock Stadium, how you call it. In fact, the good thing about that is it's in a neutral site between Broward County and Dade County. So you know, when the Marlins went to because they play in the old Orange Bowl now, they isolated pretty much the Broward fans. You know what I'm saying? You probably waste more on gas than you will a freaking baseball ticket. Because it's so freaking far from Broward County. Hell, I lived in North Dade, and that shit was far from me.
Damn. Where they play at now? Downtown, Shake?
One of the chatters.
No, they play. No, where the old Orange Bowl was.
You're talking about for the new Marlins Stadium. They got a brand new stadium, right?
It's where the old Orange Bowl was.
Oh, okay. That's closer to that's actually in Dade County, the actual position of the stadium.
Yeah, well, both of them are in Dade County, but
I just want to bring up a point. I think you guys will share the same sentiment. Baseball, it's going to lose more and more fans. Jermaine brings up the point. I always bring up this point too, that the Marlins have one of the lowest payrolls. People aren't going to go to games. I mean, Tampa Bay, they're just an anomaly. They've got a low payroll. They're very competitive. They could win the World Series, but it's very unfair for teams when they have low payrolls. There's no salary cap. It's an inevitability. Baseball will have a salary cap, or they're not going to survive. They'll only have like 20 teams, 15 teams. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of people agree with it. I mean, I think MLS is going to be more popular than MLB in 10 years. It won't be in New York and Boston, but in the southern states and stuff. I think soccer is going to be more. They're going to get higher ratings. Do you agree or disagree? In the South, not the North.
Yeah.
It's trending that way.
Yeah.
Well, I know they need a salary cap. They need to get people into the stands. People that my team's competitive. I mean, yeah.
You can pay a baseball player whatever they want, whenever you want. I remember when Rodriguez got the biggest contract with $250 million. Everybody's like, man, that's insane.
Well, shit, Patrick Mahomes.
And then NFL quarterbacks, start getting.
Yeah, they got half. They got $500 million.
$500 million for Pat, right? Everybody's like, that was. But see, back then that was insanely high because that was like almost 20 years ago when Rodriguez got that. So that was like getting actually $1 billion contract in today's dollars.
And Dan Marino got the first $1 million contract, which, like, damn, you think about it now, you're like, oh shit, million, goddamn, million.
Right. Yeah,
back then they're like, goddamn, that's big.
Huge.
That $1 million contract was like the Patrick Mahomes contract. You know what I mean?
Like the Patrick Mahomes contract now, yeah.
I remember who's that? Kim Bokamper saying something about his what's 25,000, 30,000 or some shit like that.
His salary, the base salary was 25K around there. Which you could still live decent back then, but yeah, you can only imagine 25K to a football player. That's a slap in the face. That's like that should be my game check. Or at least the first half of the freaking game.
First quarter.
The first quarter. That's what I should be getting in the first quarter.
Yeah. Here's your 25K.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something, you guys. John Gruden works as a consultant for the New Orleans Saints, and he's suing the NFL. And the Saints have cried for a while that the NFL has it in for them because they went hard after the NFL when there was clear pass interference. There was a no call, and they said that, they wanted the Rams to be in there, the big market. Do you think the NFL maybe has it in for the Saints now, or no?
Sure, they probably.
I think they have it in.
I'm sure they probably been had it in because again, they've been screwed multiple times in the freaking playoffs, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I think a lot. I think a lot of these professional leagues, they're corrupt, and I think there's games that are definitely rigged because it's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the money. That's all it's about at the end of the day. And people say, "Well, then shut up, Jordan. Why are you watching sports?" Well, I mean, there's something to fucking do. That's my response. That's my standard response. I'm not going to watch Netflix all the time. I can't work out all the time. And what do you want me to do?
Well, that's
That
why
shit
I was
happened in
trying to.
basketball.
Well, actually,
yeah.
with Netflix is an option. They be
Well,
having
that
some good movies on Netflix. I ain't gonna
well,
lie
I
to
know, but you run out of them
you.
sometimes.
well, that's why I
Not
made the
no
statement.
more. Shit, you see their latest collection, Jordan?
Yeah.
My
Well,
I
God,
have
it's
to
like
go in. I
endless
haven't went
now.
in over a week. I mean, I
well,
watched some of the documentaries. Did you see that documentary on John Wayne Gacy? You're from
Not
Chicago,
yet. I haven't seen
Crypto.
that.
Watch
Right.
that
I
one
haven't.
on Gacy. That one's I'm telling John Wayne Gacy. That guy was such a clever,
Right.
sick. But fuck that guy. He
I
was
thought you said
Yeah, he
I thought you
was
said
a sick
Adam Gase. I'm like,
individual.
oh damn.
no.
Adam
I'm talking about the serial
Gates.
killer.
Serial killer John
No.
Wayne.
This guy they finally executed. I would have executed him right after his trial. He murdered at least 33 boys. That son of a bitch, John Wayne
Hell, it
Gacy.
was
Watch
said to
that.
be over 200 total.
Well, they can't prove
You
it
know,
all. I
before it's
believe
all
it was
said and
more
done.
too. I believe it was more too. That's one of the ones they found in his crawl space. But what about all the other ones? I believe he murdered more than that.
Mm.
Well, that's a
Yeah, it was. He
documentary.
was.
If you like true
He's
crime, if you want
notorious.
to watch that one, man.
But no, back to football, like I was saying, that's why I said, look, at the end of the day, if the time to complain about the refs screwing us wasn't Sunday, it was back with the Saints because, dude, if
Yeah,
you know,
the pattern was started back then. You know, they got a head start, right?
yeah, it's like look at look at the Canes got screwed from Ohio State. I kind of enjoyed that one, but other than that, look at I'm not fucking with you guys. No, I'm not. I'm just joking. But no, if you felt like the Canes, that's when the issue should have been addressed because what happens is people like you were talking about the bad karma. People allow. As long as it's not happening to your team, you don't care if bad calls are being made. But the second it happens to yours, that's when you
That's when
want
they
to.
go up in arms.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
wait a
when you want to
minute.
make the rule changes and shit like that. No, bro. They don't
Yeah,
discriminate.
get it before it gets to your team first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You put the time is to put the traffic lights at a busy intersection when 1 million people die, not when 1,000,001 person died and it happens to be your family member.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you cry about when 1 million people dies at this busy intersection, not when the 1,000,001st person died because it just so happened to be your uncle.
Mm-hmm.
No, you
Yeah.
do it at the
Does
time when
anyone
it's happening.
Yeah.
Does anyone in here, just a trivia, know when that game was? My icon? What year was that game? Unless you can see it maybe on there.
Which one?
I'm on my phone.
Which
Lamar
game?
Smith carrying the ball. What year was that? I know what year it was. I was at that game in Buffalo. That shithole.
Mm-hmm. Lamar Smith. That was
By the way,
2000.
the snow
shout
game.
out to Chico. He says,
2000.
"Son of Sam."
Oh, David Berkowitz. That guy's fucking crazy, man. He'll never be released. Fuck. They investigated that guy as possibly being behind the Zodiac attacks. They also investigated Ted Kaczynski, aka the Unabomber, with respect to the
Unabomber, yeah.
Zodiac attacks. He just died, the Unabomber, in that Supermax in Florence. That's one of my degrees.
Oh,
I have a
recently?
BA in criminology. Yeah, Ted Kaczynski just died. Ted should have been put in a hospital for life. He was literally crazy.
Yeah, he's out of his mind.
Well, why do we lock them up in a hospital? Why do we put them in prison? They're crazy. Oh,
You think the prison made him even more crazy?
I don't know, but I mean, with Kaczynski, it's not like he was like a child murderer or something. He did awful things, man. Remember they got him in Montana? He's got the beard, everything. They arrested him back in, I think, 96. Oh my God, man. That guy was crazier than a shithouse rat. Fuck.
Oh man. Well, anyway, it's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna close this thing up.
All right, see you, bud.
All right, brother. Yeah. Hey, by the way, I want to thank everybody who showed up again. Like Duke Tomlin, thank you, man. I appreciate you. G, Dolphin Don.
Yeah, I don't say that name sounds like the latest in men's wear.
Yeah.
Duke Tomlin.
Appreciate
game.
you, AB. As always, I appreciate your input. V21, Raphael Courtright, of course. Who else? Jermaine, Chico, what's going on? I appreciate you, family member. Jermaine, yeah, all you guys. Hey man, listen, I appreciate this. This is why I do this for you guys, and you know what I'm saying. I appreciate you, man. All of y'all. So
No, Shake, you heard me when I said about Duke Tomlinson. That's the
yeah, for sure.
latest in menswear. That's the perfect name, man. He's got the perfect name.
You're gonna love the way you look, Crypto.
What's up, AB? Respect, AB. What's going on? Hey, man, Brian Brains, appreciate you. And yeah, man. Hey, listen, man. Tomorrow will be tomorrow. I will be crying. If you want to see me cry tomorrow, come watch me call the Gators game against Georgia because I know what's gonna happen. But anyway,
Yep.
go
Gators
Gators.
going to give up 70 points.
Yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, but fantasy sports tomorrow has been moved to 6, and of course hopefully we got some late night XL on the way, man. So with that being said, man, fins up, and y'all
Fins
have
up,
a
everybody.
great night, man. Peace.
So yeah, fins up.